There it is.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Good evening and welcome to Alien Addict. It's a bit of an unplanned show, as is most of the shows. Did anybody see that orb? There was an orb that went past there, I think. Keep your eye out. Keep your eye out. I think the wife sneezed upstairs. Guys, I have no idea what I'm doing on this show. I've got Rich Giordano in the house and I've got Lee from Must See Audio. Desperate times, desperate measures. So I just thought I'd get two good pals of mine on so we could just bitch and moan about ufology. So without further ado, I'm just going to bring my guests up. Rich Giordano, welcome to the show. You've got some that's an amazing orb.
Yes.
How are you doing,
That's
mate?
ectoplasm.
Well, I won't tell you what ectoplasm is in the UK. And Lee,
how am I supposed to follow Pyro? How am I supposed to I haven't got special effects. I've got a piece of lime. A piece of lime in my lager.
Well, there you go. Just if you suck on that, you've got lime in your lager. Is it a Corona?
No, it's Bud
Drink,
Light.
not.
yeah. Now you're already banned from YouTube. Well done.
I feel they had a bad. Rich, do they do Corona beer in the States?
What do you mean? Do they do it? Sell it?
Yeah, the beer.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for them guys.
I see commercials all the time for it too.
Yeah, they got a bad.
Yeah.
Any publicity is good publicity.
That's right. What's this Corona beer? Well, it'll make you sick, but you get a buzz at the same time. Especially if you got the lime.
So how are we boys on this fine luxurious evening? Are we ready to talk about some shite?
Oh yeah,
always.
Rich, you know what I like right now? I noticed. I mean, you did change the top.
Yeah.
But what else you did? You changed the background. I think you matched it with the color that's going on.
Yeah, I did.
That's an eye for it. And Lee, I think you've changed the lighting. You've added a little bit of blue there.
There's always a little bit of blue. I've actually got a green screen as well. I just couldn't be bothered bringing it out.
That's a cool background
for
the green screen.
Sorry?
I like your green screen background.
No, it's not a green screen background. I've got a green screen. I just haven't bothered using it.
All right.
So without further ado, I think the kind of the idea behind this was, Rich, I noticed you put the video out where you were talking about Mick West's debunk, which I'll give you my opinion on that. When we start talking about it, but you put quite a hard hitting 20-minute clip. It's not your normal thing, is it? You started to dabble with the clips on YouTube where you'll put a bit of information out there on your thoughts on things that were going on, but that was kind of like a bit of a message.
Straight up. Absolutely it was. I am tired of this Jeremy Corbell, Lockheed Martin thing. You know, I just can't stand the guy, first of all, number one. Number two, he doesn't know what he's doing, because that has been proved by Mick West. I knew instantly the second I saw that video that was just a type of anomaly.
It's okay, Rich, carry on talking. I'm just bringing it up for you.
Yeah, okay. I was like, wait a minute, did I just get cut? Yeah, I knew it was an anomaly because I've seen it many other times. I've seen it on my own cameras. And this is bokeh, or bokeh, however you want to say it, where these guys in the military put tape over the lens, except for the middle part, so they can make it sharper, the image sharper, so there's not so much, I guess, outside light sources being enhanced to blur the video. And Mick West also showed how that sharpens it up quite a bit. And in the military, they do this quite a bit. Hunters do it. I found out, I've talked to a few people who go hunting with night scopes and night vision. They do the same thing sometimes, depending on the atmosphere. And Mick West also proved, not Mick West, sorry, Steve Cambion of Truth Seekers also found another video on Metabunk that this is definitely what we're seeing here. It's an airplane, and this is just an illusion. It's an anomaly from the camera and probably bokeh.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
it makes me angry. Then that's why I made the video, because why? Jeremy Corbell is belly aching now because of Mick West's debunk on it, and I do believe it's a debunk. But we don't have a source. All we know is from the Navy. The Navy is saying it's a real video. Of course, it's a real video, but they didn't say it's real UFOs. It's an anonymous source from that Navy. And why would the Navy guy risk his whole career for Jeremy Corbell? And yeah, I don't like it. I just, not because Jeremy Corbell, but let's say Third Phase of Moon put that video up. They would be ripped apart for it, because they would say, oh, that's just, an anomaly in the camera, or bokeh. If somebody else would have said that, if Third Phase of Moon posted it, the ramifications that would go down. So why Jeremy Corbell thinks he's exempt from being analyzed on this stuff and being called out is beyond me. That's the problem with this type of thinking in ufology. It's this other side that goes against the reality we live in, and it's all because they want to create this false narrative that there's a threat from these UFOs. And I don't like it. I don't see a threat. I understand it, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I just want to say, Rick Havoc, by the way, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. You absolutely beautiful man. And we will be getting Rick Havoc back on again. I think just with him and Osvaldo to have a little one-on-one
That'd be awesome.
A UFO fight. Yeah. But I know what you're saying, Rich. And I mean, Jeremy Corbell, I've spoke back and forth a little bit in email. That's about it. And I did enjoy his Bob Lazar film. I did enjoy it. I know you think differently. I know you did.
It was awful. Just a piece of crap.
But if Jeremy was to contact me or email me, one thing I would like to ask him with this footage is, who gave him it? Because one thing you said which kind of resonated with me, Rich, was when you said, it's almost like you were saying that Jeremy put this out without knowing what it was.
Exactly.
He's not at fault. The guy is what I'm saying is the guy is a filmmaker. I don't think Jeremy is a ufologist.
Oh,
he probably knows about as much as UFOs as I do.
You know way more than he knows. Let me tell you that.
I'm just in it for the entertainment, Rich.
Yeah, well, I think we all are here for that as well. But I have a vested interest in this field. I've been here for 17 years fighting these types of things, and regardless of whether I am friends with Third Phase of Moon or not, has nothing to do with it. I still have my values, and I believe what I believe, and I'm going to call out the BS when I see it. And this is just simply because, look, he's got his own agenda. Okay, because putting this out and not even to accept what Mick West said that it could possibly be, he doesn't even accept that at all. Now, I did see something recently here where Jeremy Corbell actually taped up one of his cameras and tried to duplicate bokeh, but okay. I haven't seen the results of that yet. So I don't know what's going to happen, but hopefully he'll learn something from this. But I don't like the throwing it up there and automatically saying, this is a pyramid. I can't believe it. This is amazing. Because why? Because it came from the Navy? Now
even the pyramid thing, even the pyramid thing was weird, because you wouldn't look at it and say, well, it's a pyramid. It's a triangle shape. I don't... And it's you could see it had the light on it for a kickoff, which suggests to me people made. But I think that's the best.
It has the same sequence
Mick West's ever done, because what he did
it was a very good debunk,
identical to the original footage.
Yeah, that's what bothers me. He didn't do any research. He didn't do anything to find out, and plus he's making claims that we don't have technology in existence that can go in the water and out into the air without being slowed down. There is technology. And again, people have proven Jeremy wrong. And how he doesn't know this, it's almost like an impossibility How do you not know this stuff?
Mm.
And calling yourself a researcher, an investigative filmmaker, or whatever you want to make believe you are in this field, you need to back it up. And he's dropped the ball several times in this field, and I just don't like it.
Without
That's it.
Mick West's debunk, Rich, because me and Lee were talking about it the last time we was on, before we'd seen Mick West's debunk, and Lee and I kind of came to the conclusion that we thought that it was something that was ours because of the flashing underneath that kind of gave it away, but we didn't kind of know about. We didn't mention the bokeh. Is it pronounced boking?
Bokeh.
Yeah, bokeh. Yeah, it's such a strange word
with a B.
But when I saw that from Mick, I was like, shit the bed. That's pretty good. He's nailed that on there. And I do not agree with all his debunks. You know, when he's calling Fravor, saying Fravor did not know what he saw, kind of like, you know, he's a pilot. You probably knew what he saw.
Wait a second. Just because he's a pilot means he knows what he saw?
No. But you've got, when you take into account the actual the guys that was monitoring this thing from back on the ship, and he's
the radar operator.
There's too many things that kind of add up. Do you not think?
Too many things don't add up.
So are you with Mick West on this? That you think Fravor May was seeing just
a bird?
No, I believe he saw something unique. Yeah, I do. I believe that. I think Mick West was a little off, but what I think Mick West meant was that he doesn't know what it is. Whether you want to say a tic tac or an oblong shaped thing, whatever, he'd never seen anything like it. So he didn't know what he was looking at, basically. It could have been a drone. I mean, we don't know. And if they were following them around in the Catalina Isles for 2 weeks, why don't we have any better footage of this incident? Where's the radar data? You know, they're making a lot of claims without any proof. And I think it's because they want to get that narrative out that there's a threat. And it's the same 5 people doing it.
Do you think there's someone behind them?
Pardon?
Do you think there's somebody behind them?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The powers that be, whoever they are, quote unquote, they. There is a narrative that's being pushed that there's a threat. Why? Because, well, if you go by what Greer says, and I don't really, believe everything Greer says, but there's some sort of agenda based on this threat. Why do we have to have it be a threat? So where does that lead? When you say there's a threat to our nation, to our world, they're flying in unwelcomed airspace, controlled airspace. So what? The clouds come over my house doesn't mean it's going to rain. They're aliens. They don't know.
If someone keeps coming in and out of your house, without you being able to stop them, I think you perceive it as a threat.
It's different than airspace. I understand it's almost apples to apples, but it isn't. We're talking about
if you didn't know what they're like, a complete stranger just wandering about willy-nilly. It doesn't matter how many doors you lock. Doesn't matter what you do.
That's different than a UFO. You're talking about people. People are dangerous. But a UFO that hasn't done anything, just showed up, they should feel like, okay, this has been going on for 70, 80,000 years, whatever. We've never had an attack on anybody on a UFO. So why all of a sudden we got to say it's an attack or an imminent danger?
I think technology that's like completely beyond what we have. I think you'd have to look at it as a threat. But
I understand it.
To counter myself, this has been going on for a long time. So if it was a threat, it would have done something by now. You can't have a tiger in your kitchen for 8 years without it trying to eat someone.
Yeah, that's very true.
I've survived.
Good point.
We know what we're talking about.
And I understand. I see that as a part of a military observation that it would be a threat. These things are invading airspace that they shouldn't be, but they don't know what the rules and regulations are of airspace if they're alien. So then you have to think, okay, it's not alien, it's China and Russia. Now that to me is a threat. That's different because we're talking about people again. People are a threat. And if our adversaries over there are trying to sneak in with this high technology and watch us, well, 2 weeks is a long time to be watching us without anything happening. Why didn't they attack them? Why didn't they fly out to them if they were watching them for 2 weeks? See, there's so much to the story we don't know. That there may be a threat, a real one, and they're not telling us what it is. They're trying to, but they can't. And that scares me. So I think there is a threat. Let's say this. Let's just do this type of thing. There's a threat. They know about it. We don't. But they're trying to tell us without telling us. That's what I think is going on. We need more.
I mean, the aerial. Am I right by saying that the whole threat thing that emerged when we were talking, when it was TTSA that first kind of like, they were saying threat.
That's when it started, pretty much. Yeah, when Lou Elizondo came along, that's when it started. He brought in that ATIP way of thinking. It's a threat.
See, I don't trust the To the Stars Academy thing as far as I can throw it.
Garbage. Yeah. Total. The only good thing they did was get us talking about UFOs more.
Definitely did that.
Yeah, they helped with the mainstream media. Here's the thing about this video that just came out from Corbell and even the pictures from Knapp is that it's getting media play. Today I saw this balloon-looking thing, which I think is a reflection from the camera from the phone that took the pictures inside the F-18. But it is now on Fox, it's now on CNN, and they're talking as if these are threats. And it isn't anything, in my opinion. Very poor research done by Knapp as well. And he's been holding on to these for 2 years.
One thing I did notice with this, when me and Lee were talking about it last week, is that it's been filmed from, I don't know, maybe a smartphone or something like that. So it's actually, you can see that it is filming something on the monitor. So this is not the original. It's a recording of a recording, so to speak.
No, it's a recording through the monocular. The monocular isn't even focusing.
Yeah, I know that, Rich, but you can kind of tell by the pixelation that this is filming another screen. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you seeing this on a computer screen, getting your phone out.
Yeah, I think that's just the night vision.
The camera is filming through the viewfinder of the monocular. That's why you're seeing it this way.
Oh, so that's why it's moving about.
Exactly. It's behind it. So when they focus in, that's why you're seeing the circle go in and out. The monocular isn't focusing, or else we would see, like Mick West said, you would see the object come into focus. That's actually out of focus a little bit. That's why we're getting this effect as well.
Oh, so when I watched it, Mick West debunk, it's kind of like Mick West. He said, I'm sure he said that they are filming this on a monitor.
No.
With something. I could be wrong.
I think you're wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. It's possible. But I remember him saying it's an iPhone. Most likely it's an iPhone attached to the monocular. And he even showed a picture.
That's what he said. Okay, you're probably right, Rich. You know, I just thought it reminded me of some helicopter footage that some police helicopter footage, and I think it was over London, where they saw a UFO, and you can see that the cameraman pull away. You can see his reflection in the TV screen, and I thought, no, it wasn't the reflection to say it was debunking it or anything like that. You could just see his reflection because it's like he'd seen this footage and thought, oh, I've got to get that. And I was wondering if somebody maybe had seen that and thought that's something top secret. I want to take that.
No, I think the pixelation you're seeing would actually put it down more to being like the original camera
processing. Yeah, got you.
Well, I don't think it's that. I think it's just because it's been filmed at night, and like it's really difficult unless you've got like really good cameras to get a really good picture in the dark. So what you see in there is like if you take your phone out now and try and take some video, you're going to get all that like digital compression in the black parts of the sky. So yeah, I didn't realize I didn't realize that's what Mick West was saying, actually, that's been filmed with an iPhone with this in mind, and then the effects have been put over the top of it. Is that what he suggested?
I don't know.
No. Okay, here's the camera.
You ringing?
Right. Here's the camera that they're using. An iPhone is on the back of it, filming through the iris.
Yeah.
That's all that's happening here.
And then but the night vision side of it would then be an after effect to put on top of it.
No.
That would be
The
the
night
lens.
vision is what the iPhone is recording through the night vision goggle, the monocular.
Right. Okay. Got it.
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
it.
It's not an effect. It's actually night vision goggle, monocular.
Right. Okay. Cool. Got you.
But you can see the other triangles. You know, even when you're looking at things like the stars, they all look triangular, which is what Mick West was saying, that if you have this kind of thing in the middle of your, which is what they do it. What did he say? They do it on the night vision because it brings it out better.
Yeah, it makes it sharper because less light is being sucked in.
Yeah, makes sense.
So it doesn't distort it. Yeah, so it sharpens it.
Well, you know, I've just got a camera, Rich. I'm just learning about photography, and it is an absolute. You know, it's crazy. You think you can use a camera just because you've got a phone. That the phone does it all for you.
Yeah.
Somebody's saying that the monocular has a screen.
Who's saying that, Rich?
And 9 o'clock hero. I tell you what. I guess we have 3 different versions here going on. You guys think something different. I saw something different. You know what I mean? It's amazing how we comprehend things that are right in front of us. I definitely thought it was being filmed. That's why you see the circle. That's why, because you're looking through the viewfinder. You're not looking at a screen on the monocular. It's not even it. So I don't believe he knows what he's talking about. Sorry, 9 o'clock, but I think you're wrong.
Well,
anyway,
I mean, whoever's wrong or right, I think one thing is kind of for certain, that I think Mick did kind of nail that one on.
Yeah, that one he did a good job.
But then this brings it back round to why is it being pushed out? And then I noticed you were talking about these as well, Rich, so we can bring this into the game, because they came at the same time. They all came at the same time.
You son of a... You got to, the one on the left, they're saying, they actually said that it's some sort of metallic blimp UFO is what they were saying on the news.
One.
Unbelievable. Yeah. That right there is, to me, and that, okay, you're jumping all around.
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
That's all right. That one there, to me, looks like the iPhone camera. You can even see around the edges a circle, and inside that another circle, which is the iris of the camera. It's the camera reflection.
You wouldn't just get the camera reflecting though. You get the phone. You get the rest of the phone reflecting. The only thing I just saw there.
That's not true.
Sure, it looks like
that's glass. That's glass. That's not plastic. You wouldn't get the whole phone.
But
and an iPhone 6 has a lifted up phone. You can rub your finger along the phone and it pops up a good millimeter off of the rest. So it would take the light in from a certain angle differently than the rest of the phone.
I don't know. I think the rest of the phone would be shiny enough to reflect. But what that looks like now, because I mean, when I first saw that, I thought that looks like a metallic UFO to me. But now looking at it, I think it looks like a chip in the glass. I think it looks like a chip in the canopy.
That's even more scary.
That would be awful for an F-18 at 500 miles an hour to have one of those. I don't think so.
But no, do you know what I mean? Though,
Could be,
it looks like a chip. But I don't know. I don't think it's a reflection, though. I don't think it's a reflection of the camera.
So doesn't this look like it's even photoshopped? It even has a square around it. Looks like it was implanted in that. I think the Batman balloon is a total Photoshop, by the way. I don't think that's even an object in the sky. First of all, how are they seeing these things going 500 miles an hour and get their phone ready and take a picture of it? And it's clear, you know.
Well, my thing would have to be huge, because we were talking about this last week, and if there's one thing people aren't good at, it's judging distance and size and speed.
True.
Just by eye. Because that's why when the whole balloon thing came around, that's why I thought like immediately it couldn't have been a balloon, regardless of altitude. was the fact that you would have to be so close to that by the time you saw us, it would be gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But that thing there, if that's been a photograph taken of something that's in front of that plane, that is huge. Like a huge thing.
I know you can't see my cursor right now, but when you're talking about the Photoshop, I believe that there. I mean, I have taken pictures of things that I've thought were UFOs. I've zoomed in, and you can still see. You can see that sort of artifact around anything that you zoom in.
True, but I don't trust anything, you know. So it's kind of
no, nor should you, nor should you. But I don't think it's photoshopped, and that's only from doing a lot of photoshopping. But
no,
I mean,
it probably isn't. It just looks it. It's just odd.
Because I make a lot of fake UFOs and send it out to, you know, all the top guys. They paint.
I just don't think we're seeing what they're telling us, and I understand what you're saying there about you would see the whole phone if it was a reflection. Not really. You really don't, because I've done it myself, and I'm getting all this data gathered up that you only see the glass part on the phone a lot of the times. And if you turn the phone around and did the front, you would see it more than you would see the back. It's really strange.
I'd argue with that most phones are glass all the way around now.
Unless you have a case on it.
Yeah, but when was this taken, this picture?
They could have had a case. What's that?
When was this picture taken?
2 years ago, 2019. iPhone, I believe it was an iPhone 6.
What's a fighter pilot doing with an iPhone 6? You know, he's got big bucks. Surely you get an iPhone.
I think that picture is too sharp to be an iPhone 6.
Well, 6, 8, 12 Max. The cameras are freaking awesome. They had 48 pixels, I thought, the iPhone 6. No, 48?
No, 12 megapixels iPhones have been for years. It's all about the optics in them that make them good.
No, I don't think you're right.
Have a Google.
Pull it up right now.
But I
had an iPhone 6.
But I do find it interesting that the bottom picture that we can see there, how it's distorted. I don't understand how that silver object becomes that distorted down the bottom. I don't get how that happens.
Which part?
See the third image down the bottom.
Yeah,
I don't understand how that image does that when nothing else in frame is out of focus as well. That's what confuses me.
Because that's on the glass. It's a reflection of the flash of the camera. It matches up. I'm telling you, it does. I think we're being duped somehow. I don't think Alien Girl says, what does Rich think about the government or, verifying this? All they said is that these are real pictures and real video. They didn't say they're real UFOs. It's got to remember what they say. And why do we want to believe the government all of a sudden after all these years of lying to us? Now they're telling us the truth.
I agree 100%.
So here's my thing with all this. When you're saying about the government, and when there's people say there's people that are just part of a company or whatever, they're making up a lie saying that this is a threat for their own benefit. Why doesn't anybody from your government come out and say, can you stop making up that shit? Can you just kind of nobody kind of comes forward and says and stopping these people from spouting off and saying this. Do you know what I mean? Nobody's stopping this. There's nobody's putting a stop on it, and it's just been allowed to happen. So that tells me that it is very much, a part of
the plan.
Yeah, it is. And I bet after this 180 days is over, you're going to hear less and less about this threat. They're just trying to get stuff out for whatever reason. I don't know. What is the real reason behind 180 days? Tell me. Does anybody know what the real reason is?
Well, it was on the bill, wasn't it? That's all I know.
Right. Didn't they already pass it?
Yeah, but even the it being added in and stuff like that, it's all very clandestine and strange, isn't it?
By the way, Lee, you're right. It is. It was a 12 megapixel camera. Good job.
Well, I will tell you this because I know a little bit from when I used to be in the trade, but 12 megapixels is a great camera.
Yeah,
It doesn't make no difference.
Yeah.
12. If this was a 12 megapixel, and it's not, I think it's a ridiculously megapixel. I don't have a clue what it is, but 12 megapixel is, you can still blow up a good image. The megapixel is how big you can blow it up. It's, if you can take a picture with a 5 megapixel, but if you've got a great screen, that picture can look fantastic.
Even it's optics, isn't it? It's optics and how and lenses would make the difference. Like my old digital SLR was 10 megapixels, and that was amazing.
Yeah, my new bad boy. I think it's some of the phones have better megapixel than this, but can they take a better picture than it? Oh, they can't take
my phone. I
picture in that bag.
What's in the bag? What camera?
It's drugs.
Oh.
It's something that I got for the channel, and I have literally started to dabble with it. But I've got myself, I've got myself, my mum, my dad, my wife, my auntie, my uncle, my grandma. They all put in. They got me this mirrorless Canon M6. I forgot the name of it, but it's a beast.
Yeah.
But what I didn't realize is the actual lenses cost more than the camera.
Lenses are ridiculous.
I know,
ridiculous. Yeah, not good.
But, when I go back to doing some of the videos where it was just me, the 15-minute videos where I'm talking, I'll be using that for the better quality. But
the phone I have is 48 megapixels on the back, and on the front it's 16. And then 8 on the wide. It's a pretty good camera.
People always have that argument with why we're not seeing as really good footage of UFOs if they are actually a thing that is alien or an object that we have no idea what it is, but it is a machine.
I think it's a fair
the title
argument.
of the video, The Machine of Tomorrow. But like you said in the last show, Lee,
it's my new post-rock band name.
Yeah, what, Machines of Tomorrow?
Yeah, what a great band name, or album title even.
Is it a band name?
No, but it really should be.
Yeah.
Really
Listen, I was eating a sausage sandwich. I just thought the name of the video. But when people are taking pictures with these phones, they do the job for you, but they don't necessarily focus where you want them to focus. Listen, every man and his dog hasn't got one of these with the right lens at the right time to film a UFO. So we as I don't know, debunkers and researchers, whatever you want to call people in this field that do this, they can't. Through phones, don't do it right.
Awful.
You need to be in the right situation at the right time and have the right lens. And I just think we kind of get what we're given when it comes to UFOs. And I honestly don't think if these things are alien, that they're from a different planet, I don't think I honestly believe as a big Trekkie that they would have some sort of protocol that we're not really allowed to see them, that they can observe, but they can't interfere because we are, we're so primitive to them.
That's humans thinking, though.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Very true. Very true. You're
giving them empathy and morals. It's with no idea whether that'd be the case. Let's say Ikers is right, and you've got some sort of like cold-blooded reptilian race. There's no reason why that would have any sort of feelings like we have.
I love that, man. David Icke. He's. I'd like to get David Icke. I'd love to speak to him about his reptilians, but he
So
doesn't
would I.
really. He doesn't really push it these days. Why, Lee? Why do
Can't,
we
you get
always end up bringing
demonetized.
up David Icke?
Because we
You'll
didn't
get
last time.
demonetized
What, for talking to David Icke?
for talking about reptilians.
Really?
That's what happened to David Icke. That's why he had to change everything. That's why he
Can we
got
check-
away from.
Can we call him
Talking
something
about-
else?
Well, if you wanna risk it,
Insectoids.
go right ahead. But
Can we call them? Can we call
insectoids?
them? No. Can we call them moral raptors? No, immoral raptors.
Tomorrow's Raptors. Or Raptors of Tomorrow.
that's funny. The Raptors of tomorrow.
Speaking though of dinosaurs and the reptilians, the raptors. Okay, I often did thought maybe there was a dinosaur. What would happen if a dinosaur, developed like we did? Kind of like became.
They've got one. They've got the they've got what they
Yeah,
think
I've seen
could
it.
be in the Natural History Museum, isn't it, in
Yeah,
London?
that's what they think. That I've seen it. That thing that stands on. It looks like us, really. Way
Mhm.
standing, but with a big green head.
It looks like a Raptor of Tomorrow. It looks like
It does
one
look
of
like a
Ike's
raptor.
Raptors
I
of
love
Tomorrow.
that. That's going to be the name of the next video, and that'll be full of bullshit as well for you guys. So look forward to that. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. But maybe what we're seeing up in the maybe the dinosaurs, the ones who were intelligent that had, maybe they had to all put themselves together. Like over these last 2 years when we've gone through hell, all the countries have started to get themselves together and start to try and do something. Yeah, we will nod at that. Maybe the dinosaurs did that. They built some Tic Tacs and they all buggered off to Mars.
Yeah,
They destroyed it, and now they're trying to get back.
I think all the governments have got together to try and do something. I think all the governments got together to try and start some sort of communist new world order. That's what I think they're doing.
We won't talk about that, Lee.
It's all because of the false flag alien invasion. That's what's going to happen, if anything.
It's time. I mean, the idea, right, that now is a good time for disclosure is mental.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
You have a fan.
we can't even handle. We can't even handle an actor doing the voice of a cartoon Indian guy, but we're supposed to be able to handle a space race coming to, I don't know, look at us, maybe probe us, sometimes cut up a cow.
That's
what was it you said about the cows, Rich, on your last
what about
show?
the cows?
Delicious.
You say that something about we're gonna end up going into space and we'll find all these cows just floating about.
Well, that's because I was saying, back, I think it was the Hindus that think cows are, very spiritual, and they, so maybe the aliens abduct them because they're religious and they think cows are special that way. So I don't remember what I said, why they'd be in space floating around, but
I mean,
you just said that they just kind of abducted them and just got them to orbit a planet.
You say that the aliens might think cows are special. They don't think that that's special while they're gouging their assholes out.
right. But they are delicious, magically nutritious. Yeah, it's a weird world. This
do you think Gray's onto something then with this, Rich? Because I didn't really speak to you that much about the video that he put out, and I'm kind of rehashing old shit from the last show that we did, but I just don't think you can cover it in one show. It's a
the
topic, yeah.
Now. Yeah.
Gray's thumbing my beard right now. But yeah, do you think he's kind of onto something with what he's saying about this whole, what they're trying to do, and they're going to pull this fake alien invasion?
If you are
Because if I'd have asked you about Greer a year or so ago, you'd have thought you'd have told me the guy was a tosser.
If you go by the Illuminati playing cards, it's part of the where the narrative's supposed to go. Actually, I thought the alien invasion was supposed to come first, and then the C-19 was supposed to come after that. But it would make sense that that's how you get a new world order, one world to unite, by having everybody feel like there's a threat. And what better threat? Not China, Russia, the United States, but aliens. And then we all have to fight together.
But what do you think with what he's doing with this kind of like, give me $75 and I'll get the documentary out to you in 2 months?
Yeah, that's bullcrap. Do it under your own dollar. Don't ask for donations that way. I don't know.
I mean, Third Phase of Moon got a documentary out, and they paid for it all through their own pocket, I believe, didn't they?
They made that documentary themselves with their own money, and it did very well. It's breaking all kinds of records this year on Amazon Prime. It's doing phenomenal. And they did it all themselves. They paid for the camera, the cameraman, the interviewer, all that stuff, travel, everything. So do it yourself. If you want to donate, you donate. You know, if you want to support Stephen Greer, donate. But I think asking for it, I think that's a little different. Hey, why don't you guys pay for my documentary? I won't do it unless you pay for it. That's how I feel. I don't like that.
It's the same as everyone that's on a podcast or an interview, isn't it? There's always a book to peddle. You know, well, I'm monetized, and I don't feel like
I feel people donate and support the show because they want to see the show every day and they like what they're hearing.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
I think that's different, though. I think that's different than, because you're a crowd-funded outlet, commentator, however you want to look at it. I think that's different to guys like Greer that are there peddling like their next wear, because it's essentially when he gets something to do, what he's doing is advertising. He's advertising his next project.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a little weird. Yeah. I'm not a big
especially when you consider that he's talking about some sort of incoming fake alien invasion. You know, it's like the guy that says, I know the world's going to end tomorrow, so buy my book, and it explains why the world's going to end. You think, well, you're probably not going to want all that money if the world's going to end, mate.
So this is true what Helen's saying. You know, he's putting it out for free, but he does want us to help him out and pay $75.
There's also stipulations too. If you have that video and they're going to play it, he doesn't want anybody interrupting it, talking over it. He wants it, put it on your YouTube channel, and that's that. You can't take clips from it. I think there's a lot of weird things going on with that. There's stipulations, although he's still asking for money for it.
Well, that's it. You can't say he's putting it out for free. He's not putting it out for free. He's charging a certain amount of people $75 to make it. And built into that $75 will be an overhead and a profit margin. So just because if you sit tight, you can watch it for nothing, doesn't mean that it's being put out for free. It's just being paid for by somebody else.
I understand what Helen's saying, though. Let's say 2 million people watched that thing and only 100,000 paid for it. He still made money, even if it was 20 people that paid for it. Not as much money, but yeah, it's how you deliver it. I felt like I'm not going to make this unless you donate. That's what it felt like to me. If he would have just said, if you want to support it, support it. If not, that's fine too. That would have been a little different if he said it that way. You don't have to pay for it. You could even post it on your channel with the link back to Greer or whatever. But if you want to support it, that's great. We appreciate it. But he didn't do it like that.
Especially when you're talking about what is supposedly like world-saving information. You know, it's what are you going to do? Say, oh well, you didn't support my documentary, so fuck everybody.
Hey, I'm sorry about the noise out here. If you guys, I'm trying to mute it.
What noise?
You don't hear that?
No.
Whoa, good going. Okay, all right then. I keep muting because they're cleaning carpets underneath me, and they got the truck out there with it blasting.
Are you using NVIDIA Voice Magic?
I am using StreamYard and my mic. No.
NVIDIA do a plugin, a thing. If you got an NVIDIA graphics card, that's magic.
I do have that. I think.
Yeah, you can hit a hammer next to your microphone and it won't hear it. It's crazy.
Thank you. Welcome to the show, by the way. But you've changed your name.
Yeah, that's Lee.
It's Lee. It is Lee.
I like it though.
Yeah, well, I've never seen Lee's logo anywhere else. That's why I knew it straight away. What if he designed that himself?
Fellow Lee.
I've seen that before.
Lovely.
I've seen it other places.
Have you? Oh.
Yeah.
The thing is, and without, I know I always take the piss out of Greer. I do. And Stephen, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I think you're lovely. I would like to come to one of your garden parties. Really would. Talk some UFOs. But he's had this backup.
I hear he likes his balls tickled while he's being deep throated. Do carry on.
So he's. I might have to drop out for a minute.
I'm just shocked. I mean, that was shocking.
Yeah. It's a live show, Lee. You can't say stuff like that on a live show.
Cut that out.
I'm gonna have to re-edit
demonetize
live show, but yeah, he's. And I said this on the last show, I know, so I'm kind of rehashing old shit. But in the beginning, when I remember first hearing about Stephen Greer, was when I was just a wee man, I was a wee man, and I was first getting into the subject. And this man stood on stage, and this is pre 9/11, and there's big things coming from this man. He's kind of demanding stuff, and he had so much passion in him, and I can kind of see why people throw money his way. But is it kind of double-edged sword, so to speak? The guy actually he is in the know, but yes, he also wants you dough.
I think most cult leaders are charismatic.
Okay.
I don't think he needs the dough anyway, but yeah, he's always coming up with something new though. Every year it's something
you've interviewed
That's
him.
handy as well. It's handy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's convenient.
A few months ago, you interviewed him, Rich.
In November at the CE5 in Scottsdale, Arizona, yeah.
So obviously when you met him, you probably said, I'm a big fan.
No.
You didn't?
No. Didn't have time.
Okay.
What was your impression of him, regardless of what you asked him? What was the vibe you got off him?
The vibe was that he seemed to be pretty like a nice guy. He didn't seem like the power hungry guy that you hear about or demanding or anything like that. I felt comfortable around him. I thought he did very well. But then again, he's in public and there was, 100 people there, a couple hundred people. So yeah, it was interesting. We did the first interview. As soon as he walked in, he came a little early, like 2 minutes early. But it was interesting. Yeah, no, I didn't get any bad. I didn't have time to talk to him either. And I wish I did, but he was whisked away. As soon as he was done, he was whisked away and doing another interview. And then the thing started. So
you need to get him on GUFON Radio. I would like to see that interview.
All right. I could probably work that in there somewhere.
I'd like to see that.
I would definitely like to see that.
I'd like to be. I'd be interested to know. I'd be interested to know whether Rogan said was telling the truth when Rogan and Greer really didn't sort of click on when Greer went on the JRE. And I can't remember when it was. It was on a different podcast where Rogan said, "Yeah,
many years ago."
Yeah, but he said more recently, like within the last couple of years, the reason Greer's never been back on the Joe Rogan Experience is because he wanted paid to go on. And Rogan's like, well, we don't pay people to come on. You know, you come on here because of the audience we have.
You know why? Because he knows that they got money, and he figured, why not ask?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that, but yeah, Joe Rogan doesn't. Did he have him on though? Didn't he have him on?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Years
Yeah.
ago. Yeah.
No, I'm talking just recently. I thought he was
Oh
on.
no, not recently.
What was the one where I thought Greer was on Joe Rogan's show and they canceled it? They never aired it. Is that, am I wrong on that? There was somebody
think
that
so.
he just
I haven't.
within the last 2 months ago.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
might be worth it. Might be worth a Google. I haven't heard anything of that. But
Okay.
Where's Susie?
I'd like, yeah. I need me internet ninja. I'd love to see him on.
Yeah,
I think right now would be brilliant.
I'd like to see him on with Tom DeLonge for them to kind of like just
Oh
have
my
a little
God,
bit of a bitch fight in the middle of, you know. Do you remember when you were at my house? Yes, I do remember, Stephen. I remember your big hands around his neck, obviously. No, but they
Hey,
didn't.
asphyxiation. Yeah.
Stephen and you know, he said that Tom DeLonge came to his house. You know, he entertained him, and he stated that he is being used by the powers that be.
UTSA.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, TTSA
That
is
makes
Tom
sense.
DeLonge's.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because there's
Wait a
something
second.
up with TTSA.
Greer said that DeLonge is being used by
Yes.
by who?
He didn't say. You know, he
Did.
spoke in some
Okay.
riddles. He said them. You know,
Doesn't
they
he-
are
yeah,
using Tom DeLonge.
Right.
almighty
Doesn't it
there.
seem that way? Don't you
Well,
think if something went down, they would blame him? And that's exactly what happened when they left. Elizondo.
yeah.
They said we couldn't get along with DeLonge. He's a child. He's
Did
immature.
they say that?
Yes.
Where
In
did
not
they
so
say
many
that? 'Cause
words.
I missed that. Where did
Yeah.
they say that?
Even the, like,
what was said. Not exactly.
you know, the I mean, I said last week to Oswaldo when we were talking about TTSA, I like given the subjects we can't talk about on YouTube, I find it uncomfortable the people that Tom DeLonge was involved with, be it your Podestas and your Clintons, for conspiracy reasons. I'm confused why people that are in like I'll say free thinking community. I don't really like saying things like that. I think it sounds like a bit condescending, but I'm confused why people that are already in that thing of like questioning things, why they can buy that when it comes out of when you see how DeLonge got into it through the emails that were put out.
You mean the people behind the desk have the fingers in many pies?
Yeah, it's the pies.
Not necessarily the right pie.
Yeah, it's the pies I'm worried about.
Some pies that haven't been cooked properly.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I get, and I got what you were getting at with Osvaldo, with the families that are involved in TTSA. If you believe all the conspiracies, but with some of the stuff that has gone on in the media, there is definitely proof there. But is it proof of? Is it proof? But it's nothing's come back to TTSA.
You look at
in
islands.
That regard.
You look at islands and billionaires. There is more proof for something like that going on than anything TTSA has put forward. If you want to stick them on a weighing scale, there is more stuff on one side than the other. All TTSA have said a load of things and made a History Channel TV program, and that speaks volumes. The fact that they're now a History Channel.
I will say this, and Rich knows this. So TTSA with me. So when I first started talking about TTSA, I was a massive fan of TTSA, and me and Rich went back and forth. We've had plenty of conversations where Rich, you've called me an idiot for liking TTSA. I would love to see if something happened with them, but with what has happened recently, I'm kind of like, Rich, you were right. I'm glad I didn't invest that money.
I nearly stuck 200 quid in. I was going to stick the minimum thing in because I thought if by any chance this is on the level, and all of a sudden they come out with zero gravity technology, I thought, well, obviously, even $200, throwing $200 back, that will grow exponentially if you talk about world changing technology. But as soon as they became as they started talking about having what was it, they were gonna put the truth out through fictional content. But all right, great. You're just gonna make Tom DeLonge's rubbish books films.
Do you think that this is it then? Do you think that for that company, we're not going to see anything more from the hard hitting UFO stuff that we want? It's going to be very much entertainment.
I don't know.
I think they have to. Yeah, I think they have to maintain people watching them.
So you think there's going to be more from them that is going to be of interest?
But I keep saying that, and I don't see anything ever. All we got was 3 videos, and those aren't even UFOs, in my opinion. So what have they given us since? I really don't know. Just mainstream media attention. That's it. And the threat of the narrative threat. Really, what other evidence have they given us? I can't think of anything.
What's the Helen saying about in the chat here about Stephen Greer selling witness statements and stuff for $15?
Have you seen the documents Greer's selling now? Witness statements and stuff for $15. Okay.
Nope. I have not seen that.
I haven't seen it, and I get updates from the Greer website all the time. Let me see. I'll check while I'm here. Here's the latest. Yeah. Colonel Ross Dietrichson. But I don't know if you have to pay for this stuff, so...
That's the thing, and I won't do that. And you think we need to do that as researchers, but we just will not put our hand in our pocket.
No.
I'll go for a documentary.
I just clicked on it to hear this guy's testimony, and it's free. So I don't know.
The top and bottom is for stuff like that. When you look at some of the risks people have took getting certain things to WikiLeaks,
Oh, here it is.
Where was all these things being sent when Assange was putting drops out all the time?
I found it, guys. Want me to show you?
By all means, Rich, just don't ask me to read it.
No, nothing to read. I promise you that. Just to look at. I hate reading as much as you.
No, but you can read, so there's the difference. I sound like a doorstop when I'm reading.
I'm rubbish at reading out loud.
You just need to approve the screen for me. There it is, the book disclosure, which I have. I have the thick version, I guess. But yeah, $15 right here.
Well, there you go, Stephen. I told you we love you. It's
years in the making.
Sale right now.
Featuring the testimony of military and civilian pilots and air traffic controllers who have tracked ET spacecraft on radar going thousands of miles an hour. The truth about new energy and anti-gravity propulsion systems, technologies hidden in black projects. That's racist. And they can't solve much of our they can't solve any of our energy crises. Well, that's right. There it is, $15. I've got the book right there on the shelf. Thanks.
I've
showing that.
Maybe it's time we decided that we just blanket anything as bullshit if it's got a printed rubber stamp on it now. If it's got anything, with classified written on it or top secret, instant nonsense.
So I kind of wanted to ask you about this before the show, Rich, to say you were okay with it, but I'm going to ask because I know you are okay with it.
Yeah,
Bobby with the
what's the question?
So you obviously your channel is the one of the biggest like growing channels when it comes to ufology, and you've been accused of a lot of stuff recently. I'm constantly CC'd into like tweets going on. I don't do Twitter, and I'm like every so often I'm looking at what's going on here, and I don't really get what's going on because I don't want to scroll through all the bullshit.
Sure,
but there's other channels saying that GUFON is now a hoaxer, this, that, and the other. He's working with Third Phase of Moon, blah, 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 blah. I did a few videos for Third Phase of Moon. I probably would still do them right now because I know it would be good for my channel, but I don't have the time. So so I've kind of answered that for you, Rich, but you know, how are you handling that in terms of, and I know you seem right with it, and you did say on your show the other day you were going to kill him with kindness, or
ignore them with kindness.
Yes. But how are you finding that?
I'm used to it. It's something I went through when I first came out back in 2004 and 2005. I built the website and started talking about what goes on behind the scenes, and it's a bunch of BS that MUFON was supporting hoaxes and Jaime Maussan and this, that, and the other thing. They're all lying for clicking for views, was, clicking for dollars or disclosure for dollars, as Lee says, because that's basically the same thing that's been going on forever, which is why I never sold any merchandise or wrote a book for money or anything for money. I never did. But I'm handling it quite well, to be honest with you. And I like the challenge because I know a couple of things happen. First of all, I'm with the #1 UFO channel in the world, right? So you can't deny that. That helps. But also, I found out by talking to Third Phase of Moon that they're actually really decent people, and they're not here to hurt anybody, never were. What happened to them? They were a bottle digging, or they
Hey, I really liked them. I really liked them videos.
But that's how they started out. Third Phase of Moon used to be Bottle Diggers of Hawaii or something like that. And then one day, a friend of theirs or somebody gave them a video of a UFO. They posted it, for just whatever, and it went viral. And they're like, wait a minute, we got more views off this one video than we did all of our other videos combined. So they got into ufology by accident, into the YouTube thing. It was just by accident. And what they did was they took videos from people that were questionable, but posted them up as, what if this happened? What if this was real? What if that? And they were being accused of making those videos because they looked a lot like Star Wars figures and that, and things like that. But as far as I know, that they made one big mistake, and all the other mistakes they made were just by accident. And then they realized that they wanted to do something other than be this channel that is known for posting everything. So now, the last 4.5, 5 years, especially the last year with the new panelists and everything, they decided they wanted to do the right thing, no matter what. And that means no more CGI if they recognize it, no more stupid stories if they, they're really going out trying to do the right thing. They're also a breaking news channel for ufology, which means they don't.
That's where you come in, isn't it? You really kind of putting the news out straight away on the smaller channel, and then they kind of put it into the bigger channel. But you do a lot of the background research for them, don't you? In terms of, I thought you did when it comes to putting out on Third Phase.
Yeah, there's things that each one of the panelists.
Yeah,
will get
but you guys,
something
yeah, that's what I'm
do.
saying. You guys, there's yourself. There is who else?
There's Doc Skinner, 1028 Productions,
yeah,
Dr. Radio Live, Dark Hour Paranormal.
Dark Hour, yeah.
Now we have John D'Souza, also Alex, who is the curator for the Smithsonian Institute. Okay, this guy's he's an astrophysicist, got a degree. And then there's a couple other people that just got added as well, like Michael Schratt and somebody else with a degree. So what Third Phase is doing now, and what people don't understand, is that they're trying to figure out what things are, and having panelists kind of explain what they think it is. And we're not experts, but we do the research. Like I called the Boston Globe, the New York Times, and other news agencies that never got back to me. So we prove that we try to reach out to mainstream media, we get denied. We try to reach out to these people, we get denied. So there's some sort of thing going on that we found out over the last year, is that mainstream media won't deal with the public. They're only going to deal with the government, Lou Elizondo, TTSA, things like that, and dismiss anything else the public has to say, because over the years, people look down on the public in ufology. The general public thinks we're all kooks. Even to this day, they don't know.
Yeah, my mum and dad, they think I'm strange.
So that's why they asked me to be a part. I didn't reach out to them. They reached out to me. We had a very long conversation, several hours long, where they said, ask us anything you want. And I did. I said, why'd you fake this? Why'd you fake that? And they said, we didn't. Here's what happened. I'll prove it. And they proved things to me. And there's
I remember you saying to me in a conversation, because they'd sent you something, you kind of like, this is when you'd first started doing some stuff for them, and you get, I'm gonna have to give it to them straight. I think this is shit, and I can't remember what it was. And you actually did say when you were on Third Phase of Moon that there was some of the others, but this is great when you get in a few different people's kind of perception on how people look at things. But you said, I think this is nothing. Yeah. And there's a few other things you've sent me and said, before this goes out, can you, like the map and that?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think of this? Because we need to get it right. So for anybody that's saying that you guys are hoaxing stuff, like you guys are coming to me, you come to me now and again, and Third Phase of Moon will send me an email saying, can you take a look at this? Mm-hmm. Tell us what you think. And I give my honest opinion on it.
Yeah.
Does that make me a hoaxer?
I know. No, it doesn't. But it's what George Bush said. If you're hanging out with them, you are them. So, if remember that back in the day with 9/11, if you're helping the terrorists, you are a terrorist. Well, it's the same thing. You're guilty by association. And you know what? I welcome that type of whatever you want to call it. I don't like it. There's nothing I can do. So there's that one channel out there that constantly is sending out slanderous things about me more than Third Phase of Moon. And
I love that man.
Yeah. I mean, how can you not? He's given me more subscribers in the last 2 months than anybody else, just because. And
I would like to get him on and kind of like, just to tie the knot, just to kind of, look, come on, mate, open a beer.
I invited him.
Whatever you want to do.
I invited him on.
He said what?
Is this the same guy that did like the last show we did together?
He probably doesn't like any show we do together.
Was it the same guy? Probably, because
which one are you talking about?
There's been a few more since.
I've Kitten Garden.
Kitten Garden?
Yeah. No.
Let's just say he's out there.
Yeah.
Oh, are you talking? Oh, Kitten. Are you talking about Lion's Ground?
Yes.
No, we're not.
No, Lion's Ground is not part of it. I will tell everybody this in the chat. I messaged Heathcliff the other day because I noticed he had, because we go back, regardless of the copyright strike, we go back a long way, and I know he gets his knickers in a twist. But I messaged him to see how he's doing because he hasn't put a video out in 2-3 months, so a little bit worried about the guy. So if you're watching this, mate, I hope you're okay, regardless of the copyright strike. Who cares? Between friends, what's the copyright strike? No, I do hope he's okay, though. To be fair, I do. But yeah, I know what you're saying, and he kind of needs to chill out. I get his passion for ufology. I do. And Paul, if you're watching this, I get your passion for ufology. But you need to chill out. You really do.
He's really, his time is limited if he keeps this up. The guy is really overstepping his welcome as far as YouTube's concerned. But he is just taking my content and using it at will, and that doesn't go well with YouTube. And I'm not doing anything now, but he's definitely in danger territory. So the fact that he wants to be a debunker, he does the worst thing that a debunker does, which is worse than a hoaxer. He actually lies about the debunk to make it fit. So he'll make something up just to make it fit his debunk. And
can we say what channel it is? I don't know what channel this is.
it's the Out There channel.
I've never seen it.
It's out there.
Oh, yeah. But the guy literally, there's something, I think, unstable within his psyche. There's something going on there. I really feel that is dangerous to everybody. I think that's why he stays at home and never goes anywhere, doesn't show his face. I think there's something wrong with the guy, and that's a shame. I feel bad for the guy.
I don't want to talk about the guy behind his back because
we're not. We're talking
and
right here.
Paul messaged me on Twitter. You're welcome to come on Alien Addict, and we'll talk it out like grown-ups. He's not really said much about me recently. He has in the past, but I think
brought it up.
I know I brought it up because
So
it's
now I
drama.
can't
You know, I
talk
like
about
the
it?
drama. I need to bring the drama. I need to bring a little bit of drama. No, but what I'm saying, Rich, is
man.
I have noticed that there is a lot of stuff going on when it comes to your channel. And what comes with great growth for me, what I'm seeing on YouTube when it comes to our channels is people just can't seem to accept that. And they automatically accuse somebody of being a hoaxer when they start growing. And I'm here to say, somebody who's known you for years, that Rich Jordana is he's no hoaxer. And he's very much passionate about this subject.
He is.
All right. He is, exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah, forget that. But what I'm saying is, with all these channels that are accusing, and there's the war going on Twitter, Twitter is evil when it comes to this subject. It really is. That's why I kind of stay out of it. I literally post when a video is going to come out, but it is poisonous.
It's full of leftards and wokeists. That's why.
I think comment sections are awful now. In general, you know, it's
why are people fighting in mine? I can't read it.
Oh no, not this. There's not this one. This is fine. Or that one.
Let me tell you something. There's no anger for me against these people, because you know how many people there are that are saying it? Three
yeah.
People. Who gives a shit about 3 people when you have thousands that love you? Screw him and the horse he did whatever to get in on. I don't know. I can't look. I really can't stand the guy, but I don't wish him the worst.
No, I know you don't. I know you don't. And it wasn't about the guy. I just wanted to bring it up because I kind of noticed you have spoke about it a few times on your show recently. You know, there is the haters out there, people accusing you of this, that, and the other. And I've known you for a long time now, and I would consider you a good friend. And not only that, I've learned a lot from you. Speaking about this subject, and you ask me and I ask you, what do you make of this? We both ask each other stuff. Back when I used to do the video stuff, especially, I used to come to you and say, Rich, what do you make of this? And sometimes you'd piss me off because you'd say to me, yeah, that's just nothing. And I'd be like, really thought I had something then as well. You know, but that what comes with this subject is errors, and many of them. And going back to what we were speaking about the start of the video, when you were talking about Corbell, and I said to you, well, maybe it's because he's a filmmaker, he's not a ufologist. You know, somebody's given him this footage, he's put it out there. If somebody gave me that footage, would I put that out there? Yeah, I probably would.
Not me.
So you would have known straight away that was Bokin, is it?
I wouldn't have known it was bokeh. But I would have known it was an anomaly because I've
Okay,
seen
so
it on
George
my own
Knapp sends you
cameras.
it. George Knapp sends you that footage.
Nobody
Here,
sent
Rich.
me footage.
No, what I'm saying to you is George Knapp. I think did George Knapp send Corbell that? Am I right by saying that?
I don't know, but yeah, I think so. Something like
Yeah.
that.
Okay, so
So
George Knapp sends you this, what looks like a
Yeah.
TR3B. Rich, I like your work. Put that out.
And I would say, George, I think this is an airplane. I can tell. I've seen this on many, many videos of my own when I use Night Shot. This is definitely not a UFO. And he would say, yes, but the military, they're claiming that these were over 4 battleships. Claiming is different than proving. We have no proof those were over 4 battleships. And then they also said it was making maneuvers, which I didn't see any maneuvers that were unlike anything I've ever seen. So yeah, I would be truthful with Knapp. Of course, it's my reputation, it's his, it's everybody. It's ufology's reputation. And the fact that they put it out there makes me very angry, and it shouldn't be out there as a pyramid, a triangle, or anything. Really shouldn't.
Did you understand what I'm saying to you? Do you think
No,
that
I guess not.
Okay, do you think that Jeremy may have got excited by it?
Yes, because he doesn't know any better.
Okay, so
Either that.
do you think Jeremy's at fault for putting it out, or do you think he got excited and put it out?
I think Jeremy knows. Here's what I really think. I think Jeremy knows that's bullshit video, but I don't think he cares what the public thinks because the general public doesn't know shit. And when you look at all the researchers around the world that do what you and I do, let's say there's 1 million of us out there over the whole world. 1 million against 7.8 billion people are going to lose. And you know the number is way less than 1 million researchers that really understand what's going on. It's probably a couple of thousand people, and that's it. So
you're against the guy which is on the news all the time, on Rogan. He's on Netflix shows. He always documentaries like featured on Netflix. You're 100% right.
I'm against how it's being presented. It's being presented as real. It's not.
You're not against Corbell. You're against what's being presented. Yeah.
And Corbell has continually done bad things in this field, making claims that he can't back up. And I hate people that do that. Hate it.
Do you think he's genuinely disingenuous, or do you think he's?
I don't think he is.
Is he the like living embodiment of the poster? Does he want to believe?
I think he wants people to believe him.
Yeah, that's
more than
fine.
that.
Yeah.
I think he's got an ego issue. I think he definitely cannot stay out of the limelight too long. And it's been a while since he's had a big hit, and it was about time he had one. The numbers must have been getting smaller and smaller over time. Look, a lot of people feel like I do, and I'm very happy to see that this time around. Thank you, Mick West, for that. Because if Mick West didn't do that as fast as he did, it would have gotten a lot better. I don't know. The public probably would have thought it was real triangle UFOs, but the public doesn't know. That's the whole thing, and they know that. They don't care what Rich Giordano thinks. They don't care what anybody thinks in this field. They only care about what they can get signed off to get funding for their friends, that want to see this as a narrative for, a threat for whatever reason, to get funding for research. I don't know. I still don't understand why we have to say it's a threat. What do they get out of it by saying that
really pisses you off, doesn't it, Rich? It really does. It really gets on your tit ends.
I can't stop thinking about it. But nobody can give me an answer. That's why I keep asking it over and over again.
Well, what would you call it if you don't call it a threat? That's my thing.
I call it an unknown, not knowing that they're a threat. It's just like a blind person walking into, anywhere, maybe a woman's locker. Is he a threat because he can't see us? Yeah, he's still a threat, but he's not doing anything.
If he's pretending, Rich. If he's pretending. Rich, put your glasses on.
Depends how pervy his dog is.
Don't.
He's walking in with his stick, But I don't know. I couldn't come up with a better analogy. But it's, I always say if there's clouds over my house, it doesn't mean it's going to rain, that type of thing. But when you're the military, they're saying, yeah, I understand. Something's in the airspace is a threat that shouldn't be there. It doesn't have a transponder on it for identification purposes. There's nobody talking back to them. They're in their airspace. They shouldn't be. I get that. I understand that. But aliens wouldn't know that. What do they know? If we flew to another planet, like we just went to Mars, how do we know we're not supposed to land where we landed? We did. We just put the rover down in a place that could have been airspace that we're not allowed to be in.
And a helicopter that looks directly down.
Right. The helicopter that only looks down, doesn't look outward. Real smart, guys. Stupid.
That really frustrates me, that helicopter, because I was really excited that I was going to see this Martian landscape with kind of like all these like little buildings in the background.
Right. I think they're afraid of that. They're afraid we're going to see something in the sky.
Are you there with me on that one, Rich? Do you think there is definitely some sort of ancient civilization that was on?
Well, apparently there hasn't been any water there for 3 billion years. So if anything is there, it's probably mostly underground at this point, or blown away from the sand and wind. Mm-hmm. But I do believe there's some things on that planet that we may not want the public to see. I don't know.
It was interesting. Space.com had an article today saying that instead of spending so much money looking for alien signals like radio waves and stuff like that, I think that we should be spending time looking on the moon for alien artifacts and things like that.
We should be looking for actual physical evidence.
But I can't help think that for all of a sudden these stories coming out, it feels like the New York Times article. Why now does space.com think we should be looking for spaceships on the moon? Because this is the thing, when you've had so many of like independent researchers finding anomalies of pictures on the moon, with like spires and what appear to be tunnels and things like
Tower
that.
Of Babel.
Yeah. So why put if you haven't already got a agenda for the article, why put an article out saying, oh, we should be looking for some of these things, where what you could do is say, well, look, these people have found these photographs. What we should be doing is going to look at these sites, if you were being genuine.
Do you think that we already know what's up there? So why spend the money if we already know?
I think either we already know what's going on up there, or the Greer invasion things, right?
The false flag.
And it's all drip of these things, just throwing them out there.
What invasion?
False flag. Alien
no,
invasion.
What type of invasion?
Greer. He said Greer. Oh my God! That is beautiful. Look at him, man.
That's Harry and the Hendersons.
That is unbelievably the funniest picture I've ever seen. I've never seen that one before.
You've never seen that? You must
never
have
seen that before.
That creature would absolutely smile like that until you put your fingers close to it, then try and kick them off.
Have you seen Tom DeLonge's favorite picture of Greer?
I don't know, man. I can't wait though. Let me see. Oh no. Oh, that's funny. Greer was
I'm kind of milking it now. The Greer thing. I need to stop it. It's like with the Blake thing, isn't it?
The Blake, yeah.
Yeah, the Blake thing.
Yeah,
I know how much you told me how much that Blake loves that.
Yeah, he does. He likes it. He thinks it's funny.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to pack it in now.
It's good once in a while.
You can only milk a joke so many times.
You just need new pictures.
But
once in a while.
But that never gets old.
No,
it doesn't. No.
I need Stephen. Can you email me? Can I use that? Can I put it on a T-shirt?
That's what he's going to look like in 5 years.
think you probably.
That poor guy. Greer started out hot.
I think
you know?
I will. To be fair,
What?
I think I'll look like that as well.
Nah, I don't think you will.
Maybe
really
not
think-
yellow.
I hope not. Jaundice.
Not,
I don't know, man. Is
I'm
that
almost see-through. Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of yellow, I had a little drink tonight of a non-alcoholic drink,
Oh,
which is the normal thing, Rich. You know, you should. But have you ever heard of this? Do
yeah. I have heard of it.
you know how much I paid for it? For
What is
four
it?
little. It's Inca Cola, and it's made
$2.
by Coca-Cola.
Oh wow.
And my wife's from Ecuador, so they used to have this. Well, her dad used to do like work away from Ecuador and do like trips, take people up into the Inca ruins and what have you, which is quite far from Ecuador. But he did that. He needed to make a living, so he traveled quite far. But I was watching a YouTube video, and somebody was in Peru and they bought some Inca Cola, and she was talking about that. So my friend, we were talking about this Inca Cola, and I showed him the video, and he goes, "I'm going to order some." And he got it delivered here, and it cost him £20 for 4 bottles that are like nearly the size of a small can of beer. £20.
Was it
4 bottles
nice?
of Inca Cola. No, it tastes like dog shit.
Oh,
But
great.
it's like bubble gum. I thought it was going to be like Coca-Cola, but yellow. Like, do you remember when they brought that? I think it was in the early 90s. They brought that Coca-Cola that was see-through, tab clear.
Yeah,
Tab clear.
Clear color.
Yeah,
Yeah. Tab clear is wonderful. I want to hear a word said about it.
but it was just
Tasted the
Coca-Cola.
It tasted the
Well,
same,
I
but people didn't like
loved
it.
Remember green ketchup?
I liked it.
Yes, I do.
Did you like that?
I never tried it.
Yeah, but you dip your chip what looks like you dipped it in a moldy man.
Yeah.
You've dipped it in a corpse. It tastes like ketchup.
Interesting game. Do you have Starbursts in America, don't you, Rich?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You take Starbursts and close your eyes and eat them. You can't tell which flavor any of them are.
Yeah. That's true. Same with a lot of candies out there that are different colors. M&M's even.
Yeah.
That's silly, but it's chocolate.
They are. Oh no, sorry. Smarties. Smarties are orange. Oh my god. We've done it. He's gone. We've won.
Wait, do Skittles have different flavors?
Skittles should have different flavors. Yeah.
Different colors, but they all taste the same.
Orange Smarties should be orange chocolate.
Try this out.
Ollie, how's that mic going for you?
Oh, what's happening to the mic?
How's it working?
Is it working?
It's a brand new mic. It's only
Look how paranoid!
I
Look
have
how
no
paranoid
idea.
he is about his microphone.
I can't hear myself, Rich, but I'm
Wrong.
about
Yeah,
to
yeah,
open.
it's fine, yeah.
I'm opening an opal fruit, and I've got an opal fruit, and I'm going to try it out while we're live.
Well, don't. You've already seen the color of it, though. You need to close.
Yeah, you
like
cover your eyes.
put them all on the table.
Yeah.
Close your eyes and then take one at random.
Just do it right. No, don't even close your eyes, mate.
Yeah,
Mate.
you've got two. You've got two. It's so weird. Anyone that isn't English sounds weird saying mate.
I know. I feel bad saying it.
No. It's fine. Crack on. I'll say y'all next.
Say bro.
It's nice. It's strawberry. Oh shit! They're all strawberry.
Oh God! Jesus
It's
Christ.
a strawberry flavored packet.
Oh man!
Oh, there's 2 minutes I'll never get back.
It's-
How'd you
I
not
never,
know? it was
I
all
never said
strawberry?
this was a proper scheduled show
No. How did you not know they were all the same color? That's my point.
because my wife just gets my children them every now and again. So I've taken candy from my baby.
But you grabbed, let's say, 4 pieces. You said, I'm going to do this test.
I got
You-
excited.
All right.
Well-
All right. I'm sorry.
Oliver, as a newfound signed up member of the woke army, I find your lack of diversity in Starbursts problematic.
Well, I know they were
Wow.
called opal fruits
Mm.
back in the day.
Before you whitewash them.
Don't.
Anyway, back to ufology. Whoever
What did you just say?
who brought up opal fruit at Starburst? Lee,
did.
honestly, I'll kick you next time you do that. You spoil it.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
You've ruined
I
the
didn't
show.
realize we were going to run down the road and buy some.
Did you, Ollie? And you said ufology.
Ufology.
It's not ufology. It's ufology.
How isn't your channel called UFology?
Well, because at the time it wasn't even a thing. The made-up word came up after.
I feel a second channel.
I think Third Phase of Moon suggested that to me in the last show. They actually put it in the chat. Ufology. But yeah, I understand that people like Corbell can make mistakes as much as you don't, Rich, and I get that. But
A lot of people don't like him more than I thought.
is it the beard?
No, it's his googly
Some people
eyes.
do
It's
get.
the way
Some
he
people
acts.
get beard envy. That's all I'm saying.
I get it all the
It's the
time.
ginger beard.
He hasn't got a ginger beard. He's got a grey beard.
Yeah, but
I
he
have a
does.
lot. I do have a lot of grey in this beard.
Both of you guys. I feel like I shouldn't even be here. Me and my clean shaven face,
This is
Do
all
you-
laziness.
jowls.
So the thing with, I mean, we are getting to the like 1.5 hour, and this always comes in. We either talk about Bob Lazar, or we talk about did we go back to the moon, because Lee always brings that up.
Not going to. We
Did
didn't.
we go to the
We'll
moon
talk
in the
about
first
it.
place? Okay, but
We did.
so it was George Knapp that got Corbell in touch with Lazar, wasn't it?
That got him what?
That got Corbell introduced to Bob Lazar.
I think so.
Yeah. But when we talk about Lazar, you think Lazar is unknowingly a cover-up.
He's like a test subject for the public. I think he thinks he worked at S4. I don't think he really did. I think it was a mock-up place, maybe nearby.
Do you not feel it's a long game to play, though?
Well,
Yeah,
Rich is saying
it
he
is a lot.
doesn't know it. Rich is
Yeah.
saying he does not know that he
There's a lot of problems with Bob Lazar's story, and he has changed his story just a little bit on some things, but nothing
He's
major.
sexed it up a bit. Like it was the discovered craft in Antarctica. Them digging these things up. That was sexed up. That was new. That was new for Rogan. That.
I'm not sure. I don't remember, but I don't remember him saying it originally. No. But
No, what he
Rogan
could have done. I could be wrong, but it feels.
I
like
don't
something
remember
you'd remember.
that they were
Yeah.
No.
they'd been dug up. I do not remember that.
Yeah, me neither. It was sexed up, like I think Lee said. Because he asked him where'd they come from, and he said archaeological dig sites, which makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes more sense than the aliens are either still here, hiding out on Mars or the moon or in the ocean, Antarctica. I think it's possible we may have found that stuff underneath the pyramids, who knows, the Sphinx, somewhere in the jungle, and they've back engineered it since, and all we're seeing is our stuff.
So
for them to still be here, the flat earthers need to be right, and there needs to be like extra land off somewhere. I think for them to still be here.
Yeah, I don't know. Anything that starts off with flat earthers, I kind of like freak out inside.
I enjoy it. I enjoy watching them. The documentaries have always got they've always got like the working budget of a Twix. It's good fun to watch.
That's true.
do you have Twixes in the States?
Yeah. Break me off a piece of that. Oh, no, that's not Twix. That's Kit Kat bar. Yeah, we have Twix. It's got the nougat, crunchy, and caramel with chocolate covered on. Yeah.
Yeah, I fancy one now. So Do you think that Corbell buys everything that Bob Lazar's saying, or do you think he thinks some of it is? Do you think he thinks like you on that, or do you think that this guy made that documentary and thinks I absolutely, whether he thinks that he believes what he's saying, he believes that Bob Lazar is the real deal, or do you think there's a little bit of that man that might think that?
I think he really believes Bob Lazar.
You do think
But
he believes?
But again, I'm not sure. Anybody who makes an hour-and-a-half documentary and 1/3 of it includes your own self, he's in a documentary for 27 minutes. By him, him. Like, you don't make a documentary and put yourself in it. You put the people in it. Maybe you ask a question here or there, but yeah, he is a non-factor. That's true, Muted Matrix. He is a non-factor, but he's trying to be a factor with the help of Knapp. And I do think he believes Bob Lazar.
Hang about, Rich. I was watching your show today. Aren't you doing a show about your documentary about yourself?
But it's about me. It's not about Bob Lazar.
I'm just pulling your plonker. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, to go back, I did hear that the Out There channel is doing a documentary about you. Did anybody see that orb? Rewind. It went there. It went past. I saw it. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
on my show?
No, not on your show. On his show, he's my guilty pleasure. The Out There channel. I do dabble. I like to watch him bitch. But he said he was making a documentary about you.
Okay, good for him.
I could be wrong on that one because I do skip past a lot of stuff. I just heard Rich Giordano doing a documentary.
He needs to get my permission too if he's going to be talking about me, right?
I would just let him do it. If somebody wants to make a documentary on me, they're welcome.
What I'll do is, like, all 6 people that watch that, I'll have to interview them, see what they thought. He can't make a documentary. He can't even debunk a balloon for 8 hours. It takes him 8 hours to debunk balloons.
Are you talking about my UFO experience?
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was yours, wasn't it? I forgot. Well, yeah, wasn't it? You even said it on the camera. I think this might be balloons, and he spends 7.5 hours trying to debunk 7.5 hours.
I to be fair, I didn't say it was balloons. I had a beer in my hand. I was in the pub, and I had one phone very shakily filming an iPhone. I just got out of work, and my wife was picking me up. And no, it wasn't an iPhone. So it was it was some sort of Samsung thing at the time. I'm filming this thing, but then there was 2 of them, which Paul didn't actually see the second one.
You should have realised when one of them said "Happy 50th."
Well, he said it was a giant panda, I was kind of amazed by it. The fact that he'd put all this together and thought giant panda. I'm like, okay. It kind of amazes me that people see these balloons and they are very pixelated, but they've managed to put them together. It's almost like a little bit of pareidolia that when you're seeing it from so far away, but yet you can kind of like figure it out and put those pixels that are, like we were showing with this image. You could not put this image together, not this one here. Where is it? And tell me what balloon that was, if that was like some sort of cartoon character. Not when you've zoomed in there. Now, if it was some sort of, I don't know. You've got me intrigued now, Lee. A chip in the glass. But
it looks like a chip in a car windscreen.
We'll never know.
It does look like a chip too, though.
We will never know. But yeah.
No, but it does. It looks like a chip, actually. Now that I looked at that again, it has a little thing going through the middle of it there. See, it looks like it could be a crack right there. Look at Lee coming up with something else. That could be it.
The tip, like what would look like what I suppose would be the cab, looks like an impact point, doesn't it? That's the thing, that it's broke out off from there.
Yep. It might be, bro. Oh, my God. It might be.
I've cracked it.
That's really good. I can't. I've got to bring that up tonight. That's phenomenal.
But some people have said balloons, but it was interesting what you said in the last show, Lee. How fast did they go? 500 and odd
500
miles per hour. Yeah. Okay. And to film a balloon on an iPhone at that speed,
It's impossible. It's just
and to make it out as well.
That's what I said. They got to make it out, right? First of all, it's taken from the guy behind the pilot, so he's got to be doing either this guy. Oh, what is that way over there? That tiny dot. What do? Get your phone out over a dot? First of all, they're not even allowed to have phones on these airplanes anyway, from what I understood. But
yeah, I guess thought that. Playing Tetris while you're trying to fly a plane.
Candy Crushes. Candy Crushes Lost Wars.
It is. It looks like a chip in the windshield more than anything now.
The problem is when we're dealing with, this is no, George. If you, I'll be honoured if you are watching it. I very much doubt it, but this is no disrespect. But this nonsense, we get this, and we're supposed to be like, "Holy shit! Wow!" It's a still image. What can we do with that? What can we do?
Well, the thing was, like, even before that was dropped, and you had like all of like Twitter buzz about it, and Corbell turned around and saying, "Yeah, I know what's coming. Something big's coming," and that's it. Yeah, that's because I was quite excited. Like I got sucked in. Like the way Corbell was talking to people on Twitter about it, I was sucked in and thought, "Fuck me." Tomorrow, what's going to happen is I'm going to open my laptop and there is going to be like high definition video of a massive triangular craft over New York that no one else has ever seen before. And then what I get is 2 out of focus pictures and one I thought looked like the craft from Flight of the Navigator, and now I think is a chip in a windscreen.
What was with the original one with the watermark? As if to say,
I know, what a dick move. We're gonna put a watermark on it so nobody else can use it. Screw you! Everybody knows it's Mystery Wire. Don't forget Mystery Wire. Fuck you. We're all about the people. Watermark it so nobody can steal it. Not even the people. It's all about the people.
See, you're lucky you have third phase of moon now, because
why?
Because I say this shit and people are like, I won't work with him, but you can just say what you want, Rich, because you kind of work with like the boys. They seem to be.
I don't understand what you mean. I can say what I want
because you can, because you say what you could say what you want to them, and they will say to you, and I know they do, even if you. They will say to you, "Yeah, it's okay, Rich, but just calm down a little bit with that, because we can't say that on Third Phase of Moon." But you say what you want on GUFON.
Yeah,
and you still do to this day,
right?
Because you work with Third Phase of Moon, but you still will mention their past, even though you work with them. And then there's people calling you like a sellout.
I know, it's weird.
And that's not me blowing smoke up your ass. That's me just kind of. It just pisses me off a little bit.
I'm sorry.
No. You know what I mean. It just pisses me off because I can't remember what I said to you like 2 or 3 years ago. I said, Rich, just keep going with it. And I know you'd had a channel destroyed. You'd had your radio, not radio, your website destroyed as well. You've had a lot of bad shit with it, and I said to you will take over my channel very soon. You keep going the way you will, and you will. I mean, you're growing so fast, it's ridiculous.
You said that on November 18th, 2019 at 4:14 p.m.
Did I?
I'm joking. I don't know, but you said it in November because I remember I had 300 subscribers, and you're like, "Bro, you got to 300 fast," and some, but you've got people who are watching, and I'm like, dude, this is not the YouTube I'm used to. I mean, YouTube used to get 1,000 views in a minute. Now it's like you'd be lucky to get that just coming out the gate. It's hard to grow a channel like this.
I don't even remember how we met. You know, I really
I
don't. I don't know how it happened. You do?
No, I don't. I
I
think
don't
you.
either.
I think you reached out. You said
Sounds like
something.
one of you is a CIA plant, if you don't remember.
Well, Lee, you reached out to me, and you've haunted my soul ever since.
It's what I'm good at. I'm just like,
Yeah.
see, you don't even know where I've come from. I'm actually in like a top secret military base at the minute. This is
It's
not my house.
Chill. It would be so interesting to see if down the line somebody like yourself, Rich, will get some of these people on as guests as you grow, because they'll think, you know what? Because I
Can't
can
hear you. You're cutting in and out.
Oh, am I?
There. Well, I think you have. I saw the settings on your microphone one show, and I
Go
don't
on.
think you have it on the right setting.
You should
Tell
have
me.
it on the one that looks like a
No,
bum.
the other side. This side. Don't you have 2 buttons on the back?
No, not on this one. My other
There's
mic was a lot.
There's one where you could have it for you. Your voice goes all around.
Yeah,
Then you
I've
have
got it on
one-
that one.
You shouldn't
Wow.
have it on that one.
No, you want it on the one that looks like a bum.
It looks like a bum. It does look like a bum. Look,
Yeah, that's the right.
it-
You want it
I'm
on
on-
a bump.
I'm on bottom setting.
Yeah.
I can't see it. It's lit up, but the light is blurring it out.
Yeah, it's not as good as my last Yeti. I had a
That's
very
weird.
simple one. I had the blue Yeti, the
Can I-
original.
And I'm not happy with mine.
No,
to be
stick
honest.
with it. You don't want the Pro. You don't want the Pro because it's the same sound, just with a load of shit that you don't understand. But I'm still cutting out.
No, but you were off to the side, so I could
Okay.
barely hear you, and I'm sure other people couldn't. But
Yeah,
anyway,
No,
sorry.
I appreciate you telling me that. I need to know if this shit's happening. It's okay, Rich.
I ruined it all again.
You did.
So you
But-
were saying something about I'm going to have people on my show that are
Yeah.
from this.
So the thing is, I think when you grow, even the people that you may have kind of like smashed in the past in a bad way, not in a good way, not smashed them in a good way, but where you've brought them down, or maybe said something about them. For example, you may have said something about Corbell, Greer, Tyler, whoever. But when your channel becomes massive, will these people think, you know what, I will come on that show because that will get me some
Recognition, views, yeah, different crowd.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's going
Absolutely,
to happen.
they would.
No,
No, they would though. I mean, like you could say what you want about Corbell or Lazar. If you've got the numbers there, if anything, that gives extra intrigue.
I understand, but I don't think that's true.
That's
They were-
what I'm
they-
saying. I don't think they would with you, Rich,
No, they won't.
because I think they would be scared to what you may ask them.
You think they would want to challenge me and prove that I'm an idiot. And they just say it. They say, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. This comes from the military. And I'm like, oh, so now the Navy's not going to lie? You're going to believe them just because? Yeah, that's right. They don't think right.
That's what baffled me with Third Phase Moon, like kind of like asking you to kind of like help them out. It really did, because I know what you've said about them in the past. I know what you've said to me about them, and not nastily, but you've kind of like, you know, there's a lot of rubbish on the channel. And you said to me recently, even before you started doing stuff, and it was doing well, and it's entertaining. There's good stuff coming out.
Right.
But I think them boys have taken a hell of a risk on you, on like trusting you with that. That they must feel like they want to do some sort of really big turnaround, big change, and kind of they must want somebody who is in the know, because they.
No,
I don't think the boys are ufologists. They're just
No.
they're
creating people that are in
Yes.
the know. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
yeah they're clever in what they're doing with the team that they've got.
I think having me on brings that almost sort of like, hey, we're going to have a guy who hated us be a panelist, and he's going to make sure we're not faking anything. That's what I think. That's the thought on that. Like, let's get Rich on. He's growing. Maybe he's got this core of people that hate us. And you know what? It's turned around since, with people that didn't like them, that understand that they're not doing anything wrong now. I think that, is that what you mean by having me on? That's the risk they took.
Yeah,
Because they could have lost a lot of subscribers just having me on, because people think I'm such a debunker when I'm really not.
that's the thing. You've completely changed. I know there was already kind of like wanting to get things right, get the right information out, but they've got somebody now on the channel that takes the sex. No offense, Rich, but takes the sex out of what what image they might be looking at. You know, they take the sex. You take the sex appeal out of it.
Let me tell you. But you may even know this just by talking to them. I don't know recently, but they pretty much know what's real and what isn't. Anyway, it's just it's easier for me to say it than have them say it. While they can keep that illusion available, not an illusion, but that, well, you know, what are the ramifications if this is real? You know, that what if this, what if that? Not, we think it's this. They actually say things like that now, though. They say, well, do you think this is a balloon? Do you think this is that? Or they're doing everything you're supposed to do. That's why I went over there. As soon as it changes, I'm gone. As soon as a hoax is, if anything is purposeful, done, or if I find out I was being duped, that has to be the end of it. And I'm saying, if Third Phase purposely knew that they had a hoax and told me it was real, and I go out there saying, well, I think it's real, sources say, that would make me look really bad if somebody said, I made this and I gave it to Third Phase of Moon and they thought it was real. And Rich Giordano swore it was real. This guy can't be a debunker. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. That hasn't happened. And that's why I say what I said, because I know it won't happen. I know Third Phase isn't going to put anything fake up or purposely do that. But if it did, you know, that's it.
I think.
Do you ever worry that might make you more less open to something actually being real to protect reputation?
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, if you get something, do you think that might make you lean further towards the debunk than the, oh shit, this might actually be something?
No,
not to disingenuously like protect reputation, but to more edge on the side of caution, I suppose, is the best way to look at it.
So if you're saying, if I'm on Third Phase of Moon and a video,
no. It just doesn't matter what it is, what you're given, whether it's Third Phase or something that you put out on GUFON. Do you think that the idea of being duped and then debunked afterwards makes you edge on the side of caution towards like a more normal explanation for something than a extraordinary one?
I always think that way. I always think I'm being duped every single time. I don't trust anything that comes to me unless it's specifically the ISS or some, you know, even then I'm like, well, wait a minute. But anything that comes from the public, I'm going to be really skeptical all the way, 100%. So that never changes.
Well, that's the same thing with some guests that have emailed you in the past, that have emailed me, and you're like, holy shit, that guy told his story to you in an email because you were very cautious about having the person on the show because you didn't know whether to believe the story or not. And I get that. That's a very hard thing to judge when guests are sending in potential guests or people that want to come in the show that send you an absolutely crazy story, and you think, do I have this person on the show? Are they going to be trying to pull the wool over my eyes? It's a risk you have to take. But I think with what you're doing when you're looking at images is it's more of a, it's kind of scary in a way, because if you believe it, then you're stupid for believing it.
Right.
If you debunk it and loads of people believe it, well, then you're some sort of you're a shill, or you're just
You're a hater.
yeah.
You don't have an open mind.
I like Muted Matrix comment there. It was just directed at Rich, but it's not. It doesn't really just have to be Rich's comment. It can be Ollie's as well. Do you ever like think that this might not be real? Yeah.
Rich, do you entertain the idea of aliens may not be real? I do. Yes,
I do.
Even though I'm alien addict.
I have, and we talked about it several times, but I always go back to one thing when I get to that level of thinking, like there are no aliens. Then why do we have alien abduction stories and legitimate people talking about seeing aliens in their home, in their dreams, and being abducted? So to me,
but to the question, you do, because you have to.
Yeah.
You have to look at that possibility. It's
I
like
do-
Osvaldo. I love him to pieces, but when he says it's just science, you can't. Science, that is it. You got to take the spirituality out of it. This, that, and the other. I don't go with that, and I think in this subject we kind of need to look at both the paranormal side of it and the science side of it. I do think we need to do that, because I don't think enough people have the answers. I don't think the scientists that are doing all this research, I think they definitely need to maybe go down. I know the ancient alien stuff is there's a lot of shite that has come from the ancient aliens, definitely 100%. I mean, there's one guy, the Brian guy, he does some good stuff, but well, he's an ex-ancient alien guy. But the subject of it going back thousands and thousands and thousands of years, were we worshipping gods? Were we worshipping people from the stars? Or maybe
I think you can put gods and monsters, all these things involved in it. Yeah.
So what was your
we do
final
have
thought on
Fairface in the chat. What was my what, Rich?
No, you were saying something about that and never finished what you were saying.
I do that all the time. Is it about the, in terms of it being ancient? Yeah. If I don't have an answer for it, and I really don't, and that's my thing with it. When I first started Alien Addict, I thought that this was definitely 100% aliens were coming to Earth. We had the Martian footage of the Curiosity Soul when it was still alive, and what's the other one? Curiosity Soul and Opportunity.
Opportunity.
Yep. I was obsessed with those. This is before I even started my channel, and I was obsessed with Mars, and I thought there was an ancient civilization on that planet at some point. Now, my thoughts now from interviewing guest after guest after guest that keeps talking about shadow figures, that keeps talking about things that kind of go bump in the night, and seeing ghosts and also seeing UFOs at the same time. I mean, take Wreaking Havoc for an example. You know, he's kind to see greys out of his window that look very weird. You know, almost like paper. But yet he's seen other stuff as well. It seems that this subject of UFOs and aliens, there becomes this big part of paranormal with it. And
a unified conspiracy theory.
Almost, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
But I don't have any of the answers for it. But this is when I said to you earlier, Rich, you said, "Oh, well, you know more than so." I am no ufologist. I know nothing about ufology other than what I see, what I hear in the news. I am not a UFO researcher.
Right. And you still know more than Corbell.
I am here for the entertainment of the subject.
You know what it is about you, and a different thing with Corbell is that Corbell doesn't have critical thinking like you do. He's not a critical thinker. He's a reactor. And that's dangerous. in my opinion.
Third Phaser Moon have just said what gets me is that we're so-called the so-called debunkers think they're always 100% right, when in fact so-called debunkers get things wrong. I mean, this is the argument that me and you had on Twitter with Mick West when it was what was it now that we was. He messaged me back about it, and he said the debunk. Oh, he said fighter pilots make mistakes. So I said to him,
Yeah.
I said, Mick, debunkers can make mistakes.
Mm.
And and this is it. This is it. We do make mistakes. Debunkers. I mean, I wasn't a debunker. I was never a debunker. I was more in for the entertainment and a little bit of drama. But I've done some debunks in my time, yes, but maybe I've got some things wrong. I don't know. Probably have.
But if you're a debunker, you need to get it right. You can't be wrong.
And this is why I don't debunk anymore,
Right. Which is why I changed as well. And I'm more towards, look, I can't prove this. I wasn't there. Even though I see a string.
The thing is, Rich, you can't debunk this. As much as we try, you can't 100% debunk it.
They know it. They know it.
Because it's a still image.
Yep. Which is why I wanted to put my opinion into the mix. I could be wrong, but I wanted to put it out there. And I thought I did an okay job with it. I showed the circle inside the circle. But now, this really looks like a chip in the freaking window after everything is said and done.
But it's good to have this discussion about chips in the window, balloons and what have you, because we're discussing the possibilities of what it could be if it's not a threat.
I think we're too in love with the fact it's technology based.
Okay, yeah.
It always comes back to some sort of machinery and some sort of crashed saucer. Essentially exactly the same way as what we were saying before about an alien race would have emotions or empathy and that type of thing. We always humanize it by making it a machine that's essentially, even if it's like a fluid injected thing, which is no seams and no bolts and stuff, but it's still, we can kind of get it because we're starting to 3D print things. So it's still future human technology. Where I'm still of the fact of if these things are real and if there's other entities that are around, I think it's like extra dimensional, or what we used to think of as demons or angels and that sort of thing. I think there's much more of a chance of it being a spiritual thing than it is of a and by spiritual I don't mean religious, but of it being a spiritual thing than a people from that place evolved, developed, built cars, built planes, then spaceships, and came here.
You think it's more? Go ahead, Ollie.
Right. No, Rich, you can.
I think it's more. I think it's got more in common with magic than it does in common with science.
Okay, so magic as in paranormal, or magic,
Yeah.
like we're being duped.
No, magic is in paranormal magic, or in a extra
Stuff we don't understand.
Sense. Yeah, like a layer on top of where we are, like, it's something, and then they can just blip in and blip out, but where we are stuck, we can't do that.
Parallel universe.
Yeah. Or time travel, which is probably the most likely, that we're zipping back and forwards from the future. Yeah.
I don't believe.
Do you remember the fake alien that was talking a few years back, and it was, people said, "Oh, it's amazing, CJ." It wasn't. It was nice. You do. It's got.
The one that
had the gruff voice. No, it had the gruff voice, and it was an alien talking, and he was talking about that he is us from the future. Do you remember?
It was a person talking that said
it was an alien grey.
I don't remember.
He was saying that basically that we destroy ourselves.
Oh yes, I
kind
know.
of a message saying that we destroy ourselves, and he's come back from the future.
It was it was good CGI at the time.
It was at the time. It's shite now.
Yeah. My favorite of the we've just found a picture of a alien was the one where they were having the psychic interview with one.
You mean the
Remember
one
that?
that's like that and he's coughing and they all come round and start wiping his fucking nostrils?
Yeah.
J-Rod?
Yeah, was it J Rod? I can't remember.
that's
Is it?
J-Rod.
Is it? I think
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
That's my favorite.
I think, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, that one looks like
everybody will say Skinny Bob, and I'm like,
I do not understand. I know we spoke about this before. I do not understand how people don't see Skinny Bob and go, "Oh, well, that's clearly animation." All I see is animation when I look at Skinny Bob.
Everybody says, "Oh, look at the eyes! Look at the way his eyes are moving.
Nothing moves like
look
that.
At the blink. Look at the blink. Look at how it blinks.
Fuck the blink. Nothing moves like that in actual, like, even now on this camera. Like, this is 30 frames a second, I think, maybe 60.
Yeah.
Not sure. Nothing moves as smooth in real life as that. It nonsense. That.
So there was a video I made. I mean, I've done a few videos on Skinny Bob before I did live shows, but there was I think I forgot the name of the guy, and he did an like a recreation of the Tic Tac UFO, but then he did like a video where he put his voice out and he was talking about the Skinny Bob footage. And I've always said that the weird thing with Skinny Bob is, where is the kind of like, where's the moneymaker? Where's the payoff for doing this bit of CGI? That's the thing that intrigues me about Skinny Bob. That is where I do get, my nipples get a little bit hard when it comes to Skinny Bob, because I think, where's the payoff? Why is this Ivan 0135 or whatever his freaking name is?
Have you heard about Humunculus?
I have.
No.
Yeah. Right. Well, there's a guy where there's loads of them before. Basically, it's a old like chemical thing where they thought you could make a human being without a woman involved. So you could essentially grow just from sperm a human. So this guy made a YouTube channel of it, which if you Google Humunculus, it's like this a white thing in a jar. If you got fuck all else to do for an evening, I thoroughly recommend going to watch it because it's interesting and it's nonsense, but fuck it, it's fun nonsense.
Yeah, it's from Planet Nibiru, is the channel. Man creates monster in basement with sperm and chicken egg.
Yeah. It's Russian, isn't it? Is he Russian or Polish?
Well, there is another one that's Russian right underneath it, which is the same thing.
It's the Russian one, which is the good one because it goes on. There's episodes.
Oh, that's from Kek Cenotaph or something.
That's it.
Yeah, 8 million, 6 million views.
And this went on and on and on and on. Yeah, but it doesn't come to a conclusion because the guy actually died of a heart attack before he finished whatever
Battle chestnut
he planned to do with it. No. He is actually dead. He's gone. It's the guy. So someone went in after it to try and find it. There's nothing saying that didn't happen to Skinny Bob's animator.
Oh yeah, true.
You know, life gets in the way sometimes, and sometimes death gets in the way. I
never thought of that.
Yeah, so maybe he's just not around anymore. And maybe it was some like old.
Maybe he was going to do more. Maybe this was going to be like the next big hoaxer.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, when you think of people that are going to hoax something like that, you always think of somebody young. You think the first thing you think is, oh, well, it's somebody young, like pissing with people, or like someone's done it as like an art project or something like that. Maybe it was just a guy dicking about that's been involved in the movie industry for years, and he just died before he did anything with it.
Robert Morgan, thank you for the super chat. I don't know about my last gig on.
He said he liked it.
My last gig on Third Phase of Moon was a long time ago. That was when we were talking about the pyramids.
Oh wow! Yeah, that was
I nailed it.
That was in October of last year. I think.
It was a long time ago, but yeah, thank you, Robert. But yeah, when you're talking about,
let's just blame Stanley Kubrick. Just blame Stanley Kubrick.
I interviewed Section 51, a massive hoaxer back in the day. He used his videos used to get, I think there was like we were talking about it privately before the show and afterwards. We had a drink together. Well, he had a coffee and I had a beer. But he had to change his channel because he was using footage from the military and what have you. And he had an open discussion on Alien Addict. Why have I just said on Alien Addict on my show? And he said, we came clean. We decided to tell people that we were hoaxing
because he had to.
Yeah. But he was honest with that. He did say because we had to, but for him, it was like I never expected people to take it seriously because it was CGI. I know he said, and we take pride in what we do, but it doesn't look real. So we didn't think we was hurting, and you know what? Some ways I think he was making quite a bit of money back off them, and he's a lovely guy to speak to, but he had to do that. But at the same time, I almost think if you believe that, then you kind of like it's your own fault for believing it. He thought it was a bit of fun. He's a massive space nerd. He's like me. I love space, but he can do CGI. He can do great. And I think I wanted to get him on the channel and have a chat with him because I wanted to kind of speak to somebody who's actively hoaxed, and he has done a lot of hoaxes, loads of them. And I debunked him back in the day. There was one of them that was very good. But I think maybe what you're saying there without going around the whole rigmarole that I've just gone round, is that the Skinny Bob creator might have been one of those guys, but he snuffed it. He never had the chance to be the big hoaxer.
To finish it, yeah. He never got the time to finish his art piece.
Well, I hope Ivan's still alive, bless him. But you could be right there on that one. I never thought of that. Ivan 0135 he's still here, he's still with us.
Who?
His name's the channel is Ivan 0135.
Oh, yeah.
The funny thing with that is the guy that I was speaking to that did like some sort of, it was almost like a debunk of Skinny Bob. He said there was one bit in that he could not debunk, and he tried to put it through so many different filters, but every time he looked at the footage, it didn't match up with Skinny Bob. And sorry, Lee, that I've got rid of you there, but that one there didn't match Skinny Bob, and the way it was filmed was different to how Skinny Bob had been filmed. When you see the sweater going up and you see him moving from side to side, but there was this one weird autopsy clip, and you can see it. I don't have it to hand.
But it has the same thing though, doesn't it? It has the same thing of low detail. It
does, but what he was saying with this particular image, and you'd have to. It's linked on my channel. You'd have to watch his original because I didn't want. I told people what he was saying, but I didn't want to take anything away from him. So I kind of said, I want you guys to go and watch his actual analysis of this, and he did a really good job on this, and he's a CGI special effect. Because
I'd like to ask him where the rest of the nose is, because on that image there, if you look at what would be my right side, the right side here, what would be this bit? Yeah, but it's you can see here.
But Lee, that's not still. This thing moves. You can see the camera going around.
That's fine. But
camera going around. I think that's the still that I've got.
The same structure exactly.
But you look. If you look, they put a bridge in. They put a bridge in there on this side. That's flat. That's a 2D image in my eyes. There's no 3D. There's no. That is a single
It's one of
You
those
see what I
things
mean?
when you look at a 3D box one way and the other way it changes. I think that's what's happening now. You know what?
That just looks like bad
Both sides of
shading.
our faces aren't identical either. So I think that
No,
one
no,
side of
no.
the face is different than the other a little bit.
Mhm.
That's all we know, man. We don't know anything. It's all fake until it isn't.
Oh my
Mm.
god! Thank you to everybody who's watching live. By the way, Rich, it's you bringing me the goodness.
No, it's third phase that did it.
Third Face, are you promoting my channel?
Probably.
If you are, keep doing it.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and this is the interesting thing for me. So and I do say this, Rich, but I actually do mean it. I'm not a ufologist, but my interest is speaking to people like yourself, people, and most of all, people who have had the experience. But how do you filter what people? Because do you ever feel that? And I'm not naming names here, but sometimes when people are telling you a story, and I'll get the odd email that somebody telling me a story that they just either want to believe in the subject so much that they'll almost figure something out that they've seen or an experience they've seen as alien UFO. I mean, I still can't for the life of me figure out what Ronnie Dawson believes, whether he believes that, if you remember the guy with the sphere
Yeah.
that
The
that
Dawson
slept with,
sphere. Yeah.
that slept with the alien Catwoman. He believes that, I think.
Yeah.
I really, and Ronnie, if you're watching this now, I find you hilarious. but at the same time, I believe you believe. I believe he believes what he believes. You know, he believes he slept with Catwoman.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Yeah. It's a crazy story, but the way he tells it sounds pretty real.
But they also say that the aliens can make you see them as different things.
Of course
You know,
they can.
do you remember that film?
So can mental illness.
Yes. Do you remember the Steven Spielberg series that nobody really speaks about, Taken? Yeah. Anybody watch it?
Yeah, Taken.
Do,
I remember it.
do you know what? I almost started watching that the other day. It's on Amazon, isn't it? For nothing.
God, watch it. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Really, I enjoyed it.
I'll watch it again. Interesting.
Yeah.
So there's one bit in that Steven Spielberg short film where the aliens take the kid from the bedroom, but the aliens don't take the kid from the bedroom as an alien or even as a flash of light. What they do is they come in the room as a teddy bear. It's like some sort of big squirrel thing, and it's like it's almost like in a dream. And they're like asking the child to come with them, and the child goes to the window. The next thing they know, the child's walking down into the forest, and he walks into a hole in the tree, like a door, like Willows of the Wisp, or I don't know what's the Winnie the Pooh, and he opens it up. This squirrel, he goes in the door. The squirrel shuts the door. The next thing you know, the tree turns into a bright light, and it just straight up into the sky. But this alien made this child think that he was a giant squirrel.
Mhm.
You know, so sometimes
that whole thing though, like of leading someone into a forest and especially into a tree as well. You know, you look at
worrying.
no, but you look at Pan's Labyrinth.
Yes, great film.
Yeah, the Alice in Wonderland. These are the same thing. You know, it's modern folklore, if you want to call fiction folklore. But the other thing they all have in common is probably a fucking hefty lot of psychedelic use between the creators, especially Alice in Wonderland. And you know, I fall quite heavily on the idea on the side of where I think those things open us up to things that aren't what we can't usually be open up to, and that goes back to my feelings about the fact we're tied to technology with these things, where it might not be technology based.
I don't think we'll ever know, and I think
I don't think maybe we're not supposed to.
No,
maybe we're literally not supposed to.
I'm kind of with Rich on this, and I don't know where you stand on it. But Rich, you've said that we're never going to get disclosure. You're still in that kind of.
Yeah, we're never going to get it.
It's not going to happen.
It'll never happen.
What happens in the next? What is it? How many days is it? How many days we got left?
Not 40. A lot.
It's June 25th, I think.
Okay, yeah. To happen. What happens? Go on, predictions right now. Give it. Because we ain't got long left of the show because we've gone.
Yeah, I need to go in about 8-9 minutes too, but
we'll end the show in that time. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm not worried. Well, it ends at the end of 180 days. The files get distributed or whatever.
What do we get? What do you think we get?
I'll tell you what we get. We get the same thing we got now: redacted files, probably reprints of things we've already seen and has been released. Maybe some illustrations on how to build a UFO or supposed secret projects that they were trying to back engineer or engineer a craft that can fly without wings. I think we're going to see drone technology. All this stuff isn't going to make anybody believe that aliens are here. It's just going to be the same thing we've seen, and all the important stuff that can prove anything at all, UFOs, aliens, whatever, will be redacted or removed completely. Same thing, I guess, but it'll definitely just be nothing. You're going to get a whole bunch of something that is nothing, like we always get. One step forward, 2 steps back with ufology.
And now that that's the bottom line, brother. Now that we've got Mr. Negative out the way, Lee, come on, spice it up.
Come on,
what are we going to get?
Wrong.
I can't prove you wrong, but
I know.
It's
no. What's your hunch?
One or two things. It's going to be completely either it's completely.
No,
forgotten.
I need you. I want somebody to look at this back and go, they were wrong. He was right.
I think Greer's right.
Really?
Yeah. The more I thought about it,
you needed to warn me about that. You need to send me a little text message if you're going to.
Wait, you think that there's going to be a false flag alien invasion?
Or at least that's the narrative that's going to be pushed forward. And I think we're going to get.
You think we're going to get this? You think I'm going to be ringing my mum and say?
I think we're going to get.
Mum, don't believe it. Don't believe it. It's not really happening. Yeah, I can see him in the sky. I can see him in the sky. You were right, Ollie. You were right. We've never had faith in you. No, but mum, I'm telling you, it's not real. It's not real.
Never have that Coke again. Jesus Christ. Inca Coke is not Ollie's friend.
What do you mean? You're saying that I'm a bit hyper tonight. I've had 4 cans of lager. I'm not drunk.
I've spent much more money on Coke to get the same reactions.
And I think it was the I think it was the Chew It.
Right. I think we're going to get at least a high definition photograph of a triangular craft. That
we already have those.
Right? No, okay,
but the thumbnail.
A publicly acknowledged one from the government that, yeah, maybe slightly less cartoon, but
But how? What would we see on this one that we don't see on anything else?
You don't need to see it. It just needs to be. It's for Mr. and Mrs. Normie out there, which aren't the sort of people that come and sit and talk about UFOs in a live stream or sit in the chat. They won't matter as long as it's on the front page of the New York Times. They don't care. You know, that's evidence. Then what it's for, fuck knows. I mean, it depends. Do you think we actually have the technology to stage a fake alien invasion?
I don't think so, but apparently we do.
Yeah, they see that's where I am on it, because I don't.
No, I think we do. I think we do. I think we definitely do.
Mhm.
I think we have the tech. I think we have the technology. Whether somebody could debunk it very quickly if it started happening, that's the difference. Because you've seen the stuff. Have you seen the stuff where they get the whale? Have you seen the children when they're all watching the basketball game?
The magic leap thing,
and the whale comes out.
Yeah, but that's not that's an artist impression of what it could do. That's not real.
Oh, is it? Oh God!
Yeah,
well,
that was the.
Told me. What about the dragon? What about the dragon at the stadium? Was that real? Game of Thrones.
Oh,
dragon, I'm sure. Yeah.
But I don't think the people in the stadium could see it. I think that was something.
They could. They were all going woo. Unless I'm buying that shit.
Or was that not one of those things where people hold their phones up?
No, they can definitely do holograms. I've seen the holograms
in the sky, so it doesn't flick or glitter or go out.
Yeah, that's the difference.
It has to be so perfect because
and it also has to be timed. And if it's going to be an invasion as well, there's going to be fucking explosions.
Right, they're gonna crash drones with bombs on them.
Yeah,
and people are going to think it's UFOs.
But would they need to make them look threatening, or would they just need to do like? I mean, look at The Arrival, the film. If you've seen it, that you get these big, giant spheres that just come down for a bit. They go and board them, and then they just bugger off. Maybe that's what we'll get. Maybe we'll get if they did a fake disclosure, then nothing happened. If the fake alien invasion happened, but they didn't. They came and visited, but then they buggered off. But then
they're going to actually kill people if they're doing a real false flag. They're going to have to say the aliens killed 200,000 people here, there, or wherever, and they're going to have it. They're going to show it
for an invasion.
Yeah, to create the false flag alien invasion, they're going to say aliens attacked.
Maybe the false flag, Rich. Sorry to interrupt, but maybe the false flag is not an invasion. Maybe the false flag would just be showing as aliens.
Would just be what? Showing as aliens?
Showing us them.
Yeah, creating a rapture.
Creating.
I mean, that's what when you look at Project Bluebeam, that's one of the things that was suggested, wasn't it? To project deities over battlefields.
That's right.
I think that's more likely than an actual.
So you're saying it's just a play on words more than it is actual invasion on the planet?
I think if they were to do it, they couldn't do it in terms of. And I think you said this on your channel, Rich, where you said if something happened, it would happen on a remote place that nobody knows about. It would get reported in the news where people would be. But I think it was you that said that. I can't remember. Yeah. And you said you'd hear about this, people seeing this mass sighting, but you wouldn't really know the place or the people that lived there, but you'd see it on the news. But I think if it's going to happen, if they have this technology, maybe they could project it so we all see them. But the thing is, there'll be people like me, you, and a lot of the other YouTube channels that have been studying this or looking into this, or people that are not YouTube channels but they're just studying this whoever people who know the subject will be going, that's bullshit. Right. But do you know how big we are? We are a pin.
Exactly. It doesn't matter.
We're nothing. The world.
We would just become the new atheists. They'd show us God, and we would become the new atheists.
That's what I said in the beginning. We are 1,000 people against 7.8 billion.
We've become the flat earthers.
Yeah. And the other thing is now people are so used to with the idea of hate speech and things like that. They're so used to someone saying something that they shouldn't say and then just disappearing off the internet. So if all of a sudden you weren't useful anymore, all these alien addicts, that can drop off YouTube, and there'll be people like me, and there'll be people like Rich tonight, and the chat. I've said much worse than this, surely, but there'll be people that in the chat which will notice what's going on. But in general, the world will move on, everything there. And when you think about it, like if you want to control people, if you actually want to like get a real grasp on people, like you become Oz, don't you? You become the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I thought you meant Osvaldo Franco at first. I'm like, huh?
No.
Oh my god, that's what you need to YouTube channel name.
His
The Wizard of
Wi-Fi.
Oz.
His Wi-Fi is not good enough to fake an alien invasion. We found that out last week.
I heard.
So thank you, Reek and Havoc, for the $5 super chat, and he agrees with you, Rich. He does. Rich.
Oh, they've abducted his voice.
Right.
Oh, there you go.
I said, yeah, right. If we don't have it this year, then it's done. No more. But this is what's been happening as long as I've been in the field. Greer said it. We're going to have disclosure in 97. Then it was 2000. Then it was 2004, 5, 6, 8, 12. 2012 was supposed to be the big one because at the end of the world, you know, those Mayans and everything are going to bring the aliens back. But that didn't happen. They said, oh, wait, there's a different calendar. We forgot to add 500 days. So then they made it 3 years later or something. And then that didn't happen. And then 2020 happened, COVID. And now here we are in 2021.
2021 does seem to be the years where conspiracy where conspiracy theories start to become fact, though.
This is why I get so frustrated. It's every year, every other year, somebody's claiming disclosure is coming, and it's never coming.
It's frustrating. It's definitely frustrating.
It can't happen. It would be chaos. Lee said that in the beginning of the show. There's no way it can happen. Was that you, Lee?
Yeah.
There's only 3 of us here.
Do you,
be a commenter.
I mean, before we do cut this show, because we've been 2 hours and a half now.
You no idea how full my bladder is right now.
I do know.
Yeah, I do. I might as well just do it.
It's the end. It's over.
You know,
just go.
If the super chats keep coming, I'll piss myself.
So will I.
I'm joking. No, but I just want to say, Muted Matrix, thank you very much for the super chat. But before we do go, boys, definitely want you both on again. It's been a weird show because it wasn't planned. It was just something that I just wanted to put out. But I kind of like doing these. I wanted to keep doing the interviews when I get people on to actually speak about their experiences. But I kind of like just getting like a few of us together.
This was good.
I agree with Blue Chicken, by the way. I genuinely
love Blue
think
Chicken.
this might
The name
happen.
is amazing.
Yeah, that's my good friend Blue.
His last post about Joe Rogan will interview the first alien.
He already did.
Yeah. Which one?
Bob Lazar. Bob Lazar.
But
Bob Lazar is an alien.
I find it really weird that
that's ridiculous.
How deep Rogan's going on UFOs now. Have you seen his new set? Have you seen his new set with the? He's got a UFO with no, he's not the red set. He's redoing a set again, so it looks like the old man face. Yeah, it's great again. It's he's made podcast sets great again. There's a UFO there over his name and stuff, and someone getting abducted out of it. He's going in. He's all in with the UFO stuff. All in with it.
Might be happening then.
Rich, maybe you'll be on next.
I'll never be on Rogan. Never.
Never say never.
If you go on Joe Rogan, I'm coming, and I'll just keep shirts for you. You change your shirt tonight. You might need to change it for Rogan. I'll just be there. I'll be wardrobe. I don't mind being wardrobe.
You need to be really good at ironing shirts. Because he's already removed the shirt tonight because it was
we don't iron. We don't iron when we're going on Rogan. We buy new. We don't iron to go on Rogan.
Buy a new shirt. So you're saying if you can come with Rich, you'll buy his shirts to go on Joe Rogan?
Absolutely, and maybe some underpants.
As long as the orange shirts, you'll be all right.
I've got 8 orange shirts and don't wear them on the show. They just orange looks too much.
No, next time you come on, Rich, I'm going to have an all orange background and expect you to have the same and a shirt. And I just want it to just clash.
I can do all orange whenever you want, man. I'd love that.
think me and you need
My
to
favorite color.
we need to purchase a green screen, Lee, for the next show.
I've got one.
Have a what?
Got one in the cupboard.
Well, get it out of the cupboard then.
Oh.
It's just laziness. I like to keep this in the background. It shows them wholesome, you know.
Yeah, this
Shows
shows
you're a
real.
guy. You're a regular guy.
Got me a little
Regular
salt
guy.
rock. Got a snooker ball signed by Ronnie O'Sullivan.
If I pan the camera down, you would see Paw Patrol.
Got a Kenny Omega Funko.
Yeah, but guys, I'm gonna drop you down.
Look
Come
at
over.
this.
Oh god, that looks quite scary.
There's the aliens green.
That's amazing. Put it in your
That is how
VHS.
they
Put it
disguise
in your
themselves
VHS.
on Mars.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm so excited.
Isn't that wild?
Yes, it is. I like
Next
it.
time you come on,
I like
Rich,
it so much.
I'm gonna get you to do roll call.
Wait, here's my sneaker. Look.
Do you know something though? In the next 5 years, I bet we will be able to buy sneakers like that.
Fucking Rich is going around rocking active camo.
Oh my god,
That's amazing.
should
That's
have that back
oh
here,
god,
that
right?
is
just
the
hold that
thickest.
closer. Hold that closer.
That is
It's a
the thickest
rotisserie.
Let me just-
butt plug I've ever seen.
Right, Lee, you've said so many things on this show that's going to get me into trouble, and now you said butt plug.
Are they considered swear words?
Does this show?
I don't know. It's YouTube.
No,
not.
but they're okay with swear words now, especially
Okay.
2.5 hours in, aren't they?
Okay, but yeah, you can say butt plug 2.5 hours in or anything.
Doesn't work.
You need to spit on it.
Oh wow, this is
Right,
green.
You know what? This is getting dangerous. This is getting on a dangerous level. I'm going to end the show.
End the
Rich,
show.
wait.
End
Rich,
it.
Rich. Oh my god, look at Baby Yoda. He looks.
It's so
He's
weird.
here.
What were you gonna ask me?
Nothing, Rich. I'm going to end the show. I'm going to end the show, and then I'm going to come and talk to you for 2
Oh,
seconds
I
before you
can't.
dip out.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. Right. I'm going to drop you
Thanks,
guys
Alex.
out.
Wait, don't
later.
do that.
Bye-bye,
Don't cut
chat.
me short.
Okay, you say your piece.
All right, I'll see you later.
Oh, actually, no.
We've
Before we
talked
go,
for 2 hours, 40
before
minutes,
we go,
Rich.
just
I
in
know,
case,
now-
Rich,
Oh
just
yeah,
in case-
bladder. Mine already went back up.
Rich, just in case nobody knows who you are here, where can they find you?
Right here on YouTube. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, Monday through Saturday. GUFON, GUFON, Greatest UFO Network, or Giordano's UFO Network. You could also find me on Third Phase of Moon sister channel, Third Phase UFO Report. We put up videos there regularly, and I'll be on Third Phase of Moon once in a while. That's it.
And Lee?
I have a little podcast called Must See Audio. You can go and look at that and all the podcast stuff. And if you happen to like Formula One, I have another podcast called the Hot Lap F1 Show, which you can also find all the podcast stuff.
Boys, thank you so much for coming on.
Actually,
It was
sorry,
awesome.
just wait before I go. If anyone wants to talk to me, I'm at A Total Shunt on Instagram and Twitter. If you want to come and talk to me.
And it rhymes with what is a total.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
I was so upset because I wanted my handle to be an unapologetic shunt, and it's too many words, too many letters. Sorry.
But Lee's quite active on Twitter and he puts some funny posts out. So, yeah,
I don't see
Try.
you that much on Twitter.
I'm being shadow banned.
we'll come
I
back to
don't.
that.
I don't see any of your messages, and I'm a follower. I don't see any of your tweets.
I tweet daily.
In fact, let's
Like
just all
daily.
say goodbye together rather than me say drop you
All
out.
right.
Okay.
Bye.
Guys, thank you so
Bye.
much for checking out
Goofon,
Alien Addict, for
Goofon,
checking out the
Alien
show.
Have you ever seen a man so desperate to end a live stream?
No, I'm desperate for a
Go
week.
ahead, go.
No, but also I need to plug my merch.
No, but we're doing the YouTube
I
version.
designed
You
it.
hang up.
Guys,
no,
here's
no,
my
you
merch.
hang up.
There you go.
Wow.
Rich,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
there you go. You got a shadow figure. You got the Alien Addict. You've got the Alien. The Alien. I don't know how I got away with that, but I drew it by hand. You can get it on T-shirts. You can get it on.
Wow. I
I need
forgot. I
one.
got to get one of these.
I need a water bottle for the gym.
Yeah,
So-
water bottle for my
yeah.
show.
There you go. So if you want to support the channel, and you will get there's the AA logo that you will get on the back. And if you don't want to buy the merch, then then you could just subscribe on Patreon and pay me every month for just delivering you nonsense. But anyway, to everybody who is a patron, to everybody who supports the channel, to everybody who's in the chat tonight, to the super subscribers, whatever,
I
super
gotta say
chatters, to the people who've hit the thumbs up, for the people that are just interacting, thank you so much. It means a lot. We're all in this together. We have no idea, and anybody that claims they have the answers, they're lying to you.
Apart from me.
And I'll be starting an hour later tonight.
There you go. Head on over to GUFON Radio. It is in the description, linked below. But it may take 24 hours for YouTube to process this. Good night, God bless. Mind the bugs don't bite. I'm Alien Addict. This is GUFON, and this is Must See Audio. The ginger
Toodles.
Wait, what?
Ginger like me. Good night, God bless.
Idiot.
Bugs don't bite.